time. I'm breaking the patterns. I'm not a victim of time. Don't come to me weak.
It's Shopify Rebellion! Or your Game Changers Champions!
Good morning and welcome everyone to day number 6 here. It is the final day, the grand finals day for the Verizon NA Game Changers Series 1 2024. My name is Smix and I am so lucky to be joined by Wyatt and Ender today for our lovely grand finals day. Wyatt, I know you've had maybe not the easiest morning, but we're here to reward you after a difficult start to your day with an amazing grand finals.
Yes, hopefully. You know, I'm hoping that maybe FlyQuest, a third thing will be sold today, and it'll be my heart by FlyQuest if they can pull off this win. That would be a beautiful thing. And we'll see if maybe going into this tournament, I thought that the game, it wouldn't change. It seemed like the game was going to stay the same this time. But I kind of believe in FlyQuest. I think they could change the game today, Ender.
Are you doubting Shopify Rebellion? Is that what I'm hearing right now?
No. No. I mean,
Okay.
No.
I think the game may be staying the same, Smix.
Well, we'll see in a couple of hours which one of you is correct. But just in case you missed the action that occurred yesterday in that lower bracket final, it was a great series from FlyQuest Red as well as Decimate Gaming. So let's go ahead and take a look.
And you saw that kill that came out here from Sutter. We'll hold the thought for a bit. Actually, maybe we'll just farm. They know that Rise is towards that front because of that fault. Look at him! He's just sniping around, jumping around the site, getting the trade. Fast forward, spike picked up. 2 versus 3. Oh no! Comes out, info spotted. Or info heard rather, inside the market. Hunter's Fury out, free range for Donut. Find it forward for FlyQuest. War utility probably should be coming out though. Astea doesn't care. Fight in the market. Rise with one. Second once again, doing a great job holding the market, retaining the market. Cause we're invincible. Hold his footsteps. There's that lineup on 3. Nicely.
It was like 1-3-1 as this goes in. Hang on.
Yeah, the Eco might be denied. And indeed it is. And Louis comes in with the second kill. Counter pick that we saw here from the defender side as well. Starbuck with 2 nice shots though. Spray with the third. And that's a spike down. There's only 1 left. Shot guards coming through. You don't even
Go. Empress is on.
Zad's pushing through. What an instant kill. Dismissed away. Lace doing whatever she can from the dice. A run up from the top. Defender locked down, not hitting anything yet, and Zan still has a position at dice. IGL with the pit. No utility off for Viper to clear out corners. Back at the dice. Zan with the 4K. Another one in the round.
Here actually is the decision.
With the spam from the Odin. Zan repositioning on the top. Oh, it's A-Blab! You just play this. She doesn't care to give her position away right now because technically there's no choice. Because we're invincible. The swing on both gets them. Whoa! For the Red Bull clutch. Shot, maybe even one right shot. 40 HP left. FlyQuest pushing out towards Catwalk for support. Nut. Underhand flash, fully blunted. Sonner, fragment on the ground. Keeping them at bay. Wall bang on the Rise. Bomb under the pressure, and Lua stuck inside the smoke. Peeks out for the first. Almost connects that second. Zan gets the pick, the out falls. The clock is still against DCM. Force a retake now for DCM. Carry with the Guardian. Nice shot coming through. But that clock is still ticking down. They on a 1 versus 2. The tap on the spike, forcing around. Misu gets the kill. The fuse comes in for Decimate.
It was a really impressive showing from the side of FlyQuest Red in their victory yesterday over Decimate Gaming, but As we pull up the bracket for this entire week of games, Ender, it goes without being said, what's been amazing about every single Game Changers is seeing the new talent that is emerging. And I think at the beginning of this event, if I had told you that it would be Decimate Gaming that would be making top 3 over the likes of some of these other teams, I don't know that we would have necessarily predicted that, but the future certainly bodes well for these young girls.
It's for sure true. I mean, I think Wyatt, put them a little bit lower on the tier list at the start of this event.
What?
So.
I didn't even do a tier list.
Oh, it wasn't you? My bad.
Bala and Mimi, maybe?
A slanderous
It was Bala
lies.
and Mimi.
Bala
My
and
bad.
Mimi.
My bad. I'm just so used to flaming Mimi. I don't even know. Anyways. I think the run in general from Decimate was so impressive, especially taking down Passion Project. The fact they made it into top 3 surprised me for sure. And also I just have to shout out, even in that series, Zan. The performance on the Reyna on that first map was just out of this world, like almost doing it all on that first map, and also on the Jet towards Ascent, towards the end, really putting up some impressive rounds to try and fight back. It wasn't enough to get the win overall, but this is a great start to the year for Decimate.
Now I will say, Ender, nothing to do with the tier list. I will own up just one small, I wouldn't even necessarily say a mistake. Actually, in a manner of speaking, I was right. I remember on the desk before Decimate played against YFPX, I said, this team, even though they lost to Shopify, it was not that close. They had some great signs of a team with a lot of future potential. I think down the line, we could be looking at a real maybe top 4, maybe even top 3 team. And now when I said down the line, I didn't think that would happen in one day, but it did. So it's, in a way I was right, but maybe a little bit off. But I was very impressed with Decimate throughout this whole tournament. I was happy to see that they, those signs of life that they showed against Shopify were more than signs. They were a fantastic team, and they had a really solid run in the lower bracket. I think that also what I love seeing about teams in the upcoming category like that is when they're not just winning because, wow, they picked up these cracked aimers. They actually have a really great team play, and that's what was really propelling them. So really awesome to see, and I'm excited to watch them in the future when we get to stage 2.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Wyatt, especially when you take a look at the fact that they have not had that much time together. The team synergy that they have been able to show thus far, especially in that series yesterday on Icebox, was truly impressive, considering, again, that was also their first best of 5. And now with that 3rd place finish, as we take a look at these circuit points, they will accrue some of those valuable points ahead of championships at the end of the year. And Ender, it goes without being said, getting first, getting second, making it to the grand finals for our 2 teams in the grand finals today, a huge lead as well for the points.
I appreciate that you said it anyways. I mean, look, Decimate, they're walking away with 45 points. I love having some points. That's a good lump sum of points to kick off your year. And there's only more to win after that.
Absolutely. And now we are down to our final 2 teams here for Game Changers Series 1 2024, and it will be Shopify Rebellion taking on FlyQuest Red. Wyatt, I feel like every Game Changers, goes without being said that Shopify Rebellion, this squad, is the team to beat. They're the current defending champions of North America. They are the team that is expected to win everything, and for good reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Now listen, I don't want to keep harping back to really just try and slander Bala and Mimi, but did they have these 2 teams in the top 2, or was it Shopify and Passion Project? I need
think
someone
Bala
to check.
wanted Passion Project and Mimi really wanted FlyQuest. I don't know where they finished.
Okay, well, all right, production, they're on the case. We're going to pull it up, and we're going to find out whether or not we're slandering those 2. But yeah, I mean, listen, Shopify in the grand finals, the game, not changing. The game in that way, staying the same. FlyQuest, though, they're one of the 2 teams that were, in hot contention for that spot. It was either them or Passion Project going into it, of course, that being the thought, Decimate being the surprise contender at the end. But I love the way that FlyQuest roster had been constructed. I think in some ways it kind of mirrors how the Shopify roster was actually constructed last year, which is, of course, in the case of Shopify, I mean, it's just wall-to-wall talent, experienced. Oh my God, we've got sorry, I'm gonna cut myself off. We've got the tier list. Mimi and Bala, And they don't know what they're talking about.
No, they're fools.
Who's paying
quite
these
frankly.
guys?
And now, I know they're not here to defend themselves, but they wouldn't be able to anyways, because they did, in fact, put Passion Project number 2, FlyQuest number 3. It was slandering beforehand. It's, you know what, it's your classic Plat Chat tier list. I think we can go ahead and discount it before we even watch the games. I mean, look at their faces. They're fools. They're clowns.
God, Mimi really has the got caught trolling face. And Bala just doesn't even want to look. He doesn't want to look at this. God.
He knows he messed up.
I
At
mean,
least they got number 1 right.
to be fair, Passion Project, it was definitely their game to win. Going up against Decimate Gaming in that lower bracket, and then we just saw Decimate Gaming coming out with so many of those diffuses, those great post-plant retakes. So a little bit of kudos, even though you're ultimately, both of you are right and they were wrong.
Yeah, we're right in hindsight. We knew it all along. Because, I mean, like, you look at it, it's like Passion Project did win the second open qualifier, so I don't think it was ridiculous to put them up there, and I still think they're a very skilled team. I think the more impressive thing to me was seeing Decimate really break through, because I was coming in and thinking there's a very clear top 3, and now I'm like, hold on now, Decimate are very in that conversation and can hold with the best of them. So it's a lot more competitive than I thought it was necessarily going to be before the event started.
And now I'm going to wrangle us back to where we're at right now with Shopify Rebellion going against FlyQuest Red. These two did face each other very, very recently. This is a rematch, of course, of that upper bracket final. Back then, it was Shopify Rebellion that won 2-1 over FlyQuest Red. And ND, I know that you have some thoughts here.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good series. And it could have been over in 2 games. That second map of Bind was incredibly close. And that's the main one where FlyQuest were able to come ahead. I think primarily because they were able to win both of their pistol rounds. Rifles went very, very evenly. But all things considered, Dodo had a couple of very big rounds. And FlyQuest were able to find enough on that Bind attacking side to be able to finish it out in the second half.
Yeah, you know, people say that Valorant isn't all about duelists. Guys, the team play, the strategy. Counterpoint, the team with the duelists at top frag won each map. So, listen, maybe
And
at
wait,
the end
hold
of the
on.
day...
When FlyQuest had 2 duelists, they won the map too. What?
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Now, the Dodo Nut fluorescent head-to-head is nasty. I don't know how much respect or how it has been put on Dodo Nut's name in the past. At least, I think the people that are in Game Changers that really watch a lot of the teams are in the scene, they know that Dodo Nut is a god. But I think this is the breakout tournament where they're getting that kind of wider respect, that wider name recognition that's well-deserved.
100% agree. I think that what she's able to do map to map is super impressive. I also just love seeing when, especially on that Bind map, when Saunders back on a duelist, like the coordination they can do together. I think Saunders, a player, because obviously she played duelist for so long, knows exactly what Dodo wants. So whether Saunders on a breach or a Yoru, whatever, like you're always having very good support behind her.
Absolutely. The talent on the side of FlyQuest Red does run very deep. I know we saw bits and pieces of it, and you called it out, Christy, that it was really Bind that was really close, and that was the one that ultimately FlyQuest Red ran away with. But I know you have a round to break down for us on the attack side of Bind, the last time that these two teams played against each other.
I do. I'm going to do some magic here with the power of the internet. Boom. Round. Let's break it down here. Round number 4 on Bind. Look, FlyQuest did a lot of really good things on attack, and I think a lot of it was how they combined their double dive agents in Yoru and Raze. And pretty much every round on attack, Sonder on the Yoru loved to go and fight into showers here. You'll notice in this round, they're actually going to go for a much heavier showers setup and walk their 2 smokes players down short. So let's actually watch how they managed to do that. This whole time, by the way, there's a setup for a potential trap play coming through the teleporter down long. So first thing they do is they send the teleport in here. They also send the boom bot and then ready the flash. There is a flash that goes out there. It's a bit of a visual bug on the Spectre. Don't worry about it. But when they come up here and grab the ult orb, to actually exec in. Watch what ends up happening. Over in the corner here, we're going to see a dog in just 1 second that gets canceled almost immediately here. It comes in, and immediately we are canceling this dog from Lace, because when the counter dog comes through the teleport, you know there's a crunch play ready to go. And the way that FlyQuest deal with this is really interesting. Instead of like turning around to fight into the teleport because they know there's going to be a crunch coming in both sides, we actually have Sandra canceling the first TP, sending out another one that's going to land up against the truck wall here. At the same time, there's a clone going down short to clear out all of the Cypher tripwires or anything, so that these two players, even without a dive ability, can move on forward. Let me play that for you right there. And then right here, we snap in. There's also a perfectly timed Sky Flash. I know it's a little bit hard to see. There's tons of utility going down. But that TP goes right into truck with the Sky Flash through. And even though they lose 2 players in showers, the TP in behind with the time of the aggression allows Sonder to pick up the kills. We've also scaled the spike all the way up short. And then FlyQuest play this round out really, really nicely. There's another TP because we got 2 kills set up to run on out of here if need be, right? We go pick up a gun, get over in the corner after baiting out a lot of noise, and then FlyQuest just freeze. And they freeze here for a long time because they know 2 players teleported through here, and they know Sky sent the dog here initially, and they don't know, is Sky flanking, is Sky sitting on site, wrapping around, so they send Sonder off on that little mission to get a kill, ult, and actually clear the site. And it's not until they do that that they actually commit for the plant. We've got plenty of time here. I'm going to skip forward. They get that one, and then the post plant are also getting proactive and hunting this down. It's planted backside for Heaven, which is very, very nice. And this tag team here does very good work to get the kill, and they're going to win the round. But I just love, and we don't have to watch the rest. They win it. Trust me. It's a 3-on-1 for a moment there. I just absolutely love the way that that they were able to call in those rounds when you know there's a crunch TP play coming in you, and you have to go super, super quick on Saunders Yoru. That is a Sonder classic right there.
You know, Ender?
Yes.
Pretty convincing round that you've shown there, but I still don't believe that's more important than duelists getting headshots. I don't know. I'm just
okay.
You haven't got me yet. Yep. Maybe after the first map, you bust out the telestrator again. I like that. That setup caught me off guard. I'm like, oh my god, I'm watching a co-stream. A little
I'm bringing it to the desk here.
I was looking for the Prime sub button. I would have given you my free Jeff Bezos money. It was a great breakdown.
We don't have a Prime sub. That's so sad.
You know, I always appreciate your segments, Andy Chalamet. And I love that you always talk about the duelists. and we mentioned earlier that the talent in FlyQuest runs really, really deep. It's not
call me
just...
Muad'Dib, okay?
Listen. I'm doing my best here. We have Dodonut, we have Sonder, we've sang their praises. But also Wyatt, Lace.
My goat.
Lace,
my goat. I've been saying this for years. Lace is my goat. I said it all last year. I'm going to say it all this year. And damn it, in 2025, I'll be saying it too. Lace was, for me, the breakout player of 2023. Her ability to set up her teammates fantastically as the initiator, but simultaneously make impact plays, get impact kills round after round, and then also when needed will go off of the initiator role, sometimes picks up the controller, will be playing the Omen on some maps, and no matter what agents, no matter what her duties are on the map for her team that agent requires, she is always going to be one of the most impactful fraggers in the server. She is just the total package of a player. Clutch ability, fantastic mechanics, like every aspect of the game she has.
For sure. I think especially that clutch factor is just unreal. There's so many rounds where it's like 1v2, 1v3. Ooh, Lace is probably going to win those just cause she can. Because why not? Super impactful. You can also see in a lot of these rounds with like a Sheriff or a Spectre on like low buys, getting a lot of crazy kills. Of course, with the Odin, Lace is going to be completely nasty with it too. But I just love watching the way she approaches a lot of the fights that she takes. It is really, really impressive. And a standout player, even on a roster, with so much incredible talent. Absolutely.
It's so difficult to have that kind of impact, but we saw it time and time again. We saw it even yesterday in the series against Decimate Gaming. And huge kudos to the FlyQuest social team for putting out this great video we're about to watch to give us a glimpse into how these players are preparing and gathering their spirits ahead of this grand finals.
I think as long as we put in 100, like Steph was saying, that we can't be upset. And I know that we've done everything that we can to get to this moment, and I know we're gonna put it all in. So I'm excited to play the matches.
I love inspirational.
Let's
go,
Let's win, right? Can we win or no? Like, I'm down.
I'm down to win.
Why not?
Why not, right? Like, fuck it. All right, fly out 3. 1, 2, 3,
Fly. All right.
Wow. And a motivational
Wyatt.
speaker. Does
Wyatt
it
and
all.
Ender, we're doing it wrong. We should have done a bit of a chant before we dove into today's games as well, because I got chills after that. We need our own lace to gather our
We
spirits.
can do it right now. Put your hands
have a
in,
team
and we'll go
name?
analyst desk on 3.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
No,
That's
All right,
no,
here
no,
we
no,
go.
no.
Come on,
Analyst
team.
desk.
1,
No.
2, 3. Analyst desk. Woo! That's
Fine.
hella
We
inspirational.
need to shorten that one a little bit.
Yeah. We're gonna have to work on that one, but it's okay. It's okay that ours sucks because it doesn't matter. We don't matter. These teams matter. It's FlyQuest and Shopify, and now we have the maps. Taking a look here, especially knowing what we know about the last time these two teams played against one another. Wyatt, first thoughts?
Yeah, I'm surprised that Shopify banned Blind, to be honest. They literally fear them. They picked it last time, lost to the double duelist. I would have expected that they play it late maybe here in this BO5 and have cooked something up between the two games and in a way to counter what Fly were doing. I'm surprised to see that go and not see them ban Sunset, which was their ban against Fly previously.
Yeah, especially because, like, even looking at that bind map, Shopify were ahead in rifle v rifle rounds. Like, it was mostly like getting ecoed a couple of times and losing both pistols that cost them overall. So I definitely am with you on that. I think counterpoint is don't give FlyQuest a map they won on before, because then FlyQuest will be happier coming out of map select. So I will give them that, and just say that, especially like on the off chance that we do end up going to a 5th game, Breeze is a map that FlyQuest have not played in main event. They only played it twice in the qualifiers, so that is definitely, I mean, it's a bit of a wild card, but I think that Shopify are looking good here, of course.
I do think that Sunset can be an opening for FlyQuest, though. Lotus, that is going to be, I mean, that's going to be real tough. Shopify permaban split. FlyQuest, they actually play every single map at various points, but Lotus is clearly the one at the bottom of their pool. You have to imagine Shopify, as they did previously, are going to kind of just shut them down here, and then Sunset, though, could be an opening. Shopify have had mixed results, generally speaking, in 2024 on that map, so an opportunity maybe after Lotus or FlyQuest to make it 1-1, but also I don't want to, just say that this is it's not impossible that they win Lotus. This is just going to be a tall ask.
Well, yesterday, Ender, when we spoke to Sonder after their win over DCM, she was saying how excited she was for this rematch, especially because it's a best of 5. And with that being said, you have to expect that they anticipated Lotus to enter this. So is there any world where they learn from their loss last time around and they surprise us today?
I mean, honestly, the biggest, like, floor just went completely off on this Lotus map last time around, and I think they have a lot of good tools to deal with Fluorescent, especially when they're attacking. Like, they've got the great flash combos between Gecko and the Sky, they've got the Omen Paranoia, so I think really what I want to see from FlyQuest on this attacking side is very coordinated hits, and then in post-plants, fight forward for space. I think that is one of the biggest things you have when you're taking flashes on this map, compared to the comp that FlyQuest are running, where all they have is the Paranoia. You should always be looking to take forward space after you've planted the spike, and you've got the wingman to make that a little easier.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to Fly on defense here for me. That is where they hard struggled against Shopify. Their attack half was pretty good. It was, I think, what did they get, 5 rounds, something like that? It was close enough, but then when the sides
Got
swapped-
6.
Oh, they got
And they only
6,
lost
even
2
better. And then,
Wait,
were tough on
I'm
the sides
trolling.
swap.
I
Are you
was
trolling?
looking at the other half when Shopify won 6 and only lost 2 rounds on attack.
Lies and misinformation.
Well, you know what, guys? I'm getting word that we have map number 1 ready between Shopify Rebellion and FlyQuest Red on Lotus, so let's get it ready for the dulcet tones of Doug and Baby Bay.
Thank you so much, Fix. Yeah, there's nothing quite like misinformation from the desk to tee us up for a grand final. Dre, I don't know about you, I feel informed and educated after the lies that Ender told us.
Absolutely. I mean, honestly,
Ender had a great breakdown of some of the plays from Sonder, and yeah, that double duelist at the end of the day, you know, if you just hit the head, yeah, no strats matter, right?
Hey, the game really is that simple. Good people, you shoot him in the head, you win the game.
It's actually funny, a little side quest, but Marv used to tell me that when he was on FaZe, so that strategy has stuck around for quite some time.
And now he's playing for NRG, and you're casting with me. So
Absolutely.
obviously, he took the advice a little bit better than you did. FlyQuest starting off on attack. Shopify looking to do what many expect to happen, unless FlyQuest can do something pretty ridiculous about it. Grand finals on the cards, as the Death so eloquently put together. It's a rematch, and it was a close match, but this is a different story. A best of 5 is a marathon.
Yeah, and this time starting off on Lotus, where last time they played against each other, SR, this was the last map in their series, and SR was already on a roll, right? So you're trying to catch SR off guard on this map, and if they could yoink this map away from them, it would be huge.
It's a big start. That's also really, I mean,
Super
the
convincing.
plant spot, that plant spot is so aggressively deep. You can tell they're going to want to try to fight for some of that spawn space. I think that's why they're posted up in heaven, Dre.
Look at how fast this retake protocol is from SR, though. Oh, that's a huge kill, Doug, from Dodo Nut.
It might not matter. Mel still has the smoke, so they can play around that a little bit. That paranoia is going to cause some problems. Starbound's pushing forward. And that's what I mean. It was that deep, aggressive plant spot that suggested they wanted to fight into spawn. You see the 2 blue X's on the minimap. They're deep into where Shopify would try to approach us from. Alexis is now left alone in a 1v4. She takes one with her, but it's a great pistol for the attack side.
And speaking about like rematches and everything, you already see adaptations made from FlyQuest. The first time they played on this map in the last series, there was the fast flanks, fast retakes coming in from Shopify, right? Like instantly, and we saw that in this round as well. But this time, understanding that and actually playing to push deep into spawn with multiple players, and then picking up the flank, not getting caught off guard. So already little micro changes in strategy, but ultimately they're going back to the 2-2-1 that we saw so many times before, and just not trying to get picked off early here.
Almost was. Just narrowly missing out on that.
Here comes the refight. Oh, Zonder's stuck here.
Yep. They had to challenge. I love that from Sarah. Opportunistic understanding. Sonder had nowhere to go.
And I want to note that no space was taken on this A side of the map. So even though this C fight punished Sonder from FlyQuest, there was no space taken on the other side of the map. And that actually works against SR, which is kind of funny because they're playing for the initial reaction, right? Oh, we just showed 4 people towards the C side of the map. Surely they don't go C, but great IGLing right now from FlyQuest already. Reading into how SR likes to rotate on this map, maybe from prep work. Should be a free sight.
And you could tell Shopify, they gambled, they guessed, they put so much of their onus on A, like you were just mentioning, because they understand how they want to rotate. And dude, these retakes are so tough too. Even if you're up in numbers, it's classics. Flores a deagle, but there's not much to fight back with here.
Yeah, especially against 2 Bulldogs, the Outlaw, you know, and then you have Omen playing in that bend area with a Spectre for that spray and pray. So this is definitely going to be a really hard retake, and honestly, any gun they can get out right now would be a W.
I don't think they're going to get a W.
Still 3 alive. It did some damage. Armor off of Lace and Dodo.
Yeah. Here. Starbound can keep that on to the next.
Oh.
They got one. They got Dodos.
It's a Bulldog. They're able to pick it up.
Yeah, so I mean, I think all things considered for FlyQuest, yeah, you dropped a couple of weapons. You're going to have to invest armor, as you were mentioning, but you're carrying the 2 Bulldogs and Outlaw into the next. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, and I wonder how much value this Outlaw is going to get, because if you look on the opposing side of Shopify, there's 4 players with light armor right now. So this Outlaw might go crazy here, especially on the lurk on A. Maybe try to catch a timing on the re-clear or catch a timing after you dodge this Omen Flash. That would be a huge entry.
That nade early on off of the haunt. The ever standard exchange of utility at the opening of the round on A main.
Yep. Very standard stuff. Able to just react and take C and front B space. So FlyQuest already playing the map really well in terms of macro.
If they're able to convert this would be huge.
Oh, Noya.
But they got the play down. They're still up in numbers, though. Sonder has nothing but a sheriff. The Outlaw is continuing to cause problems.
One enemy remaining.
The timing is really nice on that swing, too, from Sarah. Nicely done from Shopify.
Yeah, it honestly looked pretty effortless, too. And I thought that Outlaw could get way more value than what it did, especially when 4 players had light armor. But FlyQuest just opting to just go straight for like a C post plant. But Noya staying in there and just finessing around that pillar area. Also understanding that FlyQuest has been saving on to that Omen Flash for the post plants. So not too scared to take that fight. And maybe you'll see now FlyQuest investing more utility for the actual hit onto the site.
Yeah, sure.
Here. Shopify going for a B-trap play.
Dude, that paranoia setup if there's contact.
Yeah, it'll be deadly.
There. Held for now.
That flash should be an indicator for FlyQuest to not do anything too brash, too crazy, right? And FlyQuest understand, okay, there was no early A presence, so this space is probably free. Let's try to walk in. We'll catch anybody off guard if they actually are pushed up. And that's just the info game on this map, right? That flash connected with a player front B finally. Last couple rounds it hasn't. So they know there's something going on, something funny going on.
No way! Oh, there's something funny going on! I wondered if they were going to check her. The observers did an amazing job of highlighting her position. Now they have the paranoia they can buy her out, but okay, this is awkward. Saunders on site by herself. There's no help. They got the spike down, but Floor is actually interested in taking the fight and said, now Floor's by herself. They're so separated. They're so thrown apart. 3 on the round. The 4th will connect. And it's a slaughter for Shopify.
Floor still got it. Just jumps through off of that Gecko ult timing, wins the 1v1 against Sonder, and then that pre-fire in the tree was clean. And Floor was miles ahead of her team in that retake, but she played it near perfect with those satchels.
I mean, that kill opens up everything.
Yep.
One enemy remaining.
That pre-fire, that was so clean.
Yeah, that was pretty. I didn't even see if the suck necessarily hit, but there was a seize on the ground and a rocket in the air, and that's a bad day, man.
And so far, the last 2 rounds, Alexis has actually gotten really good value from that seize. Our early A space gathered from Starbound here. Very reactionary default from FlyQuest. It's like this push and pull, this constant push and pull on Lotus, where if the defense is taking control of one area, okay, you poke up on the other area, right? It's kind of like a seesaw. Go back and forth around the map till you think that you have the right read on what site you want to hit.
A little damage out there. The buy for FlyQuest now great. 2 marshals.
Oh yeah, still challenging this too. Putting a really tight off angle.
Noya's just been so impactful in these situations, and you understand you've got a weapon advantage. Still nicely traded from Starbound, but I don't know that there's going to be enough here to muster any real momentum.
Great molly.
Yeah, they're having a really hard time getting through this. I think they're even thinking twice about it. What? They're going to try to satchel out before it gets some high ground. The spike gets away, but Dodo's the only one left alive.
Getting bombed down here would be huge.
Man, maybe getting a kill too. Look at this face! Dude, they were expecting the swing! All 4 of them were staring at the panel. That's nuts.
And the cohesion and the confidence from SR on these retakes so far have been really good. All 4 players grouped up in that moment, all fighting together, ready for anything, having each other's backs. And that'll promptly get a timeout from FlyQuest. A very, very early timeout. So already trying to stop any type of bleeding whatsoever. Not wanting SR to just run away with this game. And we've seen Shopify be able to just string 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds in a row. You know what I mean? So this is a really well-placed timeout from Jovi.
Well, what's interesting, too, is it's very similar and very reminiscent to what happened the last time they met on Bind, what, 2 days ago? Or, excuse me, not Bind, on Lotus 2 days ago. It was very competitive at the beginning. FlyQuest started off on attack, and yeah, I think you mentioned it earlier, Dre. The way that Shopify have approached the defensive rounds is notably different. They aren't sending as much as far as flank goes, and they're a bit more concerned with what's in front of them. But I think Jovi wanting to inject a little bit of insight and a little bit of voice early on this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, especially because they've been conditioning this steady default and reactionary default, right? Like almost every round. So the rotations are getting baited out. Like they're doing a good job. And I think the recipe for success for FlyQuest is hitting the spot that SR is showing heavy early on, right? If they read into it and understand that SR fights early space with like a mass group, if they can just re-walk in like they did in that anti-eco round, I think they'll get a lot of success on this attack.
We'll see if that proves to be the case. Again, 3 from the defense. They're so concerned about this fight mid. The second swing might not matter.
Great first blood. 1 HP for Floor.
Yeah, but I think given how the map is played, that feels like such a big win. It's been so like poke and prod and so like feel things out here, get a kill, and then reset the map. This is, yes, Floor down to 1 HP is far from ideal, but I think this is a great scenario for Shopify.
Yeah, it is, and that's honestly a counter to the 2-2-1 default that we've been seeing so far. Yeah, this time there's 3 people in front of B, but Shopify understand that they want to punish that space. They don't want FlyQuest to get it for free every single round. Mal should, leave the site here and a retake will commence very soon. All rotations moving very fast right now. What kind of post plan are we going to see here? We've seen how proactive FlyQuest like to be on these post plans.
Well, there's a paranoia and already a satchel forward. FlyQuest have gotten 2 kills. Alexis on the swing. Dizzy's dead. Saunders dead. Lace is dead. And it's all onto Starbound and Noya. Oh, that cage is going to go down. And Starbound going to cross. What a shot from Noya. Oh, that was filth. I really hope we get that from her POV.
That was insta. I think all Noya saw was probably the elbow of Starbound. That was insane. And Noya was really late there too in that round because of how fast the retake came through from the other members of Shopify. Maybe trying to predict that there was going to be somebody lurking front B, and it almost ended up going against them. But that was so fast. Off a shift walk too. It wasn't even like she went full wide swing, right? So
Yeah, that's a good point.
In order to hit that, like that's fast reaction time. Very, very fast. So already dialed in. This is Noya and Shopify. That was a very, very fast retake. So I said it even on the pistol round. Shopify is moving really fast on these retakes. It's catching FlyQuest off guard because if they hesitate for a second without taking space, you're already getting swarmed.
Well, and I think they knew that too going into this because of the way they approached the pistol. But even knowing what's ahead of them, they can't. They're not finding the space. They just got a kill with a molly. Or excuse me, Noya did. They're so far ahead of what's happening here.
There's the proactivity again. Doesn't connect this time.
They're buying space. Oh, they're gonna triple face. Still numbers in favor of Shopify, and look, now all 4 of them are here. They understand they have numbers. They're happy to take these fights, and unless Sandra pulls off a miracle, which she can't, it's another round for Shopify.
Alexis has been so clean with this fade utility. And that's why you see her holding on to a lot of it, because she's aware of how aggressive FlyQuest likes to get in these post plants. So using it during those moments on these chokes. And for FlyQuest, you know, I like that they like to get proactive, but I think they're choosing the wrong spots. We saw them in the last series try to fight this water area, and it really never went their way because there's too many spots to play anti. And the Gecko Flash is too easy to break.
That's true. It also helps that Shopify have numbers.
Yeah.
In a tight chokehold like that, like you're hoping for a little bit of a
Give me a
freaking lucky bullet, you know?
Yeah. And I want to see FlyQuest use the CT spawn areas more often, right? Like they did on Pistol Round, where they took A heaven control and fought into spawn. I think on the C site, instead of getting proactive in water, they should just get proactive in spawn and have that crossfire. Because SR, like their retake from that water area, they're all dialed in, and they have players that are anti all these things, all these different layers, holding for that aggression. And SR has changed their setup. Like, I feel like we've seen like 4 or 5 different setups already.
Where did that mosh pit just go?
I think it's the reclear rubble, perhaps.
Hey, it seemed
Line
really
up Molly.
Yeah. I wonder if that was intended for somewhere in B or C to throw a little bit of misdirection. Either way, they've taken panel. That paranoia is going to buy a lot of time out from Mel. That's pretty. Is there a swing behind it?
Look at how aggressive they're playing.
They've just got him trapped right now. Nice timing from Alexis.
And look at the protocols. Look at the crossfires.
She stuck it.
30
She went
seconds
back.
left.
She got cleared, and Sarah was there to greet the kill.
One
They had
enemy
tried
remaining.
ulting. I would love to see that again. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sarah was just waiting there, execution style, for Thea to get canceled on the ult.
And that's all off of like these protocols that Shopify have and their game plan. Their game plan is to go for these fast retakes, and that ultimately gives no space for FlyQuest. And then they just have to run into this crossfire that Mel and Floor have. Really dialed in right now on their game plan is Shopify. They're actually looking really, really clean right now.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous if you're FlyQuest, because last time you played this map, like you said, it was pretty close.
Yeah, it was competitive. It was what, 7-5 half? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there. Got that early pit out C, and then the alarm bot to protect it. A lot of Killjoy utility B as well. I think they're starting to feel out some of what Shopify have tried doing, as you've mentioned, this early B aggression, or at least the attempt to deny that space.
Look at how ready they are for this.
Yeah, exactly.
2 mollies, turret, tether.
Take hold. Bomb grenade out.
Oh, and the spam. Donut almost dies.
If you're FlyQuest right now, this is just like smothering almost. Like anywhere you've gone, it just hasn't worked out for you, it feels like.
And you know what's tough is that's really hard to do on a 3-site map.
Yeah.
Like, when there's that much space, you should, in theory, have a little bit more room to work with. Floor can ult here. She's gonna ult. And she's gonna get the wingman. Oh, it's another slaughter. It's another disaster. Can Lace crack the site wide open. The pit goes down, but the spike's out of reach. There's no way for them to get through. Oh, it's a mess again.
One enemy remaining.
Playing anti.
Wow.
They're drilled. They're protocoled. I mean, this looks alarmingly worse than what we saw 2 days ago.
Rest is overrated.
It's so hard to hit the Viper's pit without like a KJ ult or a Raze rocket, right? To clear out all that space and actually punish for the kill, because, I mean, you saw it there. Even the dog connected onto Sarah, but that pit is just, it's too good. You can play in so many different spots.
Yeah.
And then when you have Florida back you up with a rocket, it just makes it even easier. And I was talking about how Shopify can string a bunch of rounds together, and we see it 7 in a row right now.
Yep.
Or SR.
Pistol, a distant memory, man.
Yeah. And again, going for this early B punish. But no one's going to be there this time. But the thing is that info alone of just having that B line and understanding that, okay, they're not doing the 2-2-1 this time, allows you to play heavy on these extremities, right? Mm-hmm. That's why you saw earlier 3 people leaning towards A, but that's a huge entry.
I think
FlyQuest.
it was jump spotting too. That must have been a filthy shot.
That'd be crazy to get on replay. But again, the fast retake. They just keep catching FlyQuest off guard in these weird moments. Like, you don't expect the door to be open right there.
Well, and I think that's probably why they're so intent on controlling the middle of the map.
Yeah.
You can impact so much. Oh,
Last player
you can
standing.
impact so much of it from a distance. Just, I mean, even if you give up C and Noya gets caught, like, you hit the door, you get 2 in exchange. You can do the same thing with Panel if you're hitting A.
Exactly. And if you're not ready for that, right? Like if you don't have somebody actually dialed in who's looking at their mini map or even looking at the doors open up so fast now after that change. There's no audio cue in like the first like couple seconds of it now, right? So it allows you to catch people off guard, especially while they're running into sight. Oh, it was a dirty entry.
Spike planted.
But look at this util from Alexis again. Like, yeah, she's not up there in kills or assists, but like the info that her util's been getting has so much value.
And that's often been the case for Alexis. She might not always like you pop off with a ton of value, but honestly, she reminds me a lot of Crashies and a lot of Ethan in regards to the value that they're able to provide their team with just utility. And that's the stuff that you're right. You don't see that on stat boards, you know, whatever. It's not, doesn't make it into frag movies, but that's what allows Floor to pop off. That's what allows Sarah, Noya to have their big moments.
Okay, so 2 players from FlyQuest broke that here from Alexis. So info should be gathered here. And I mean, you see it on the mini map already, right? Look at Floor already leaning over. Oh, this Odin's gonna be huge here.
Dude, they just can't get in. There's no way in. They're gonna try though. The layers of this are nuts. The molly and then the suck. The flash from the other side. There's nowhere to go. But maybe they're swinging out too far. Yeah, they may have gotten a bit too much here.
Oh my gosh. Sarah was running in there like Rambo for a second.
I respect it, and for
I
good
thought,
reason,
yeah,
right?
I thought she was gonna get all 4, all 5.
I thought so too.
I was kind of scared for a second.
Sonder has the other ult ready to go. Big numbers advantage. Mel has an op. You can't imagine there's going to be a real attempt at this, but alas, it's Shopify, and they're up big, so why not?
Oh my gosh.
It didn't hit. Noya tucked around.
That thing's got Nikes on.
Yeah, that thing was zooming. I mean, there's no real way for them to do anything here, right?
Hopefully not.
It's a bait.
Oh,
One,
wait.
it's just one, though. It's just one. It's just one.
Last
That's
player
all it is.
standing.
That's all it'll be. There's just not enough time for this. There's still too many targets.
Oh my gosh.
Noya's going to hunt him down as best as she can. No, with no real idea. They all fall, but it's another round for FlyQuest. And honestly, Drake, given the barrage of utility that they had to deal with Tree and then A main, that's a big win.
Before the switch.
Yeah, it was a big one. For honestly both sides though, because SR understanding, okay, we're probably not going to win this 2v4, but if we can take out every single gun and put FlyQuest in an unfavorable spot in terms of utility and armor, that they will have the good advantage of closing out the half.
Yeah, agreed.
One enemy remaining.
But the actual trades, like you said, in Tree were beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Punishing Sarah for going so aggressive with the Odin right there.
And you got to think that's the difference between a round loss and like a 4K from Sarah and a Reddit clip. Oh, the op is on mine.
And we're out just like that.
A good trade, though, out from Sonder. She's going to go for more.
No way.
Dre, she's going to go for more, and she's alone! She gets a wingman and the kill. Still can play behind the safety of the smoke. They still don't know she's there!
Oh my gosh!
4 with 3. I mean, just single-handedly picking FlyQuest apart.
Switching sides.
Floor used that Omen smoke to perfection right there. And FlyQuest, I mean, I don't blame him. Like, you don't expect somebody to just keep re-swinging out of the smoke.
No.
Especially after this, getting it off kill.
One enemy remaining.
So clean.
It felt very reminiscent of like people trying to use a harbor cove to get out onto site and then playing around it.
Yeah.
Right? To isolate gunfights and to keep yourself a little bit more protected. Obviously, the cove has benefits that the Omen smoke doesn't, but it's the same idea. And that's just so impressive on the fly from Floor.
That's what sets her apart from the pack of other duelists, right? Apart from, honestly, Dodo, who's probably, you know, the second best duelist in the league, right? Little micro plays like that.
Oh boy. There's nothing micro about that. That was just him satcheling forward. I'm sure there was more nuance to it, but a little 2 for 2 there. Nicely done by Sonder to trade one back, but Mel again. 26 HP, she's gotten it down to 1, and they're going to be able to get out. I don't think Lace can catch him.
Lace does have armor, though, and Mel is in one-shot territory, so this is very doable.
I think Sarah's positioning is huge. If they get the spike down, that's a big box to check. Lace has no idea. Could be backside. That would have been a big one. That would have been huge.
She was
But
so
Sarah
close.
was there to save the day, yeah.
Close, but no cigar. Shopify have just ran away with this map. But I mean, it is their map pick, right? They are known for being really, really good at Lotus. Like,
They're known for being really, really good.
yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah.
I wonder though, Dre, as you know, we think about what this tournament has looked like for Shopify. Let's zoom out a little bit. The conversation has been, yeah, Shopify are really good, but hang on. All of a sudden, there are teams that are pushing them a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? We saw FlyQuest push them a little bit. We saw Decimate push them a little bit. I wonder how much of this is like we're going to shatter any semblance of a narrative that we're not head and shoulders above everyone else. And if that's the intent going into this series, a 10-3 start on Lotus is an excellent way to do that.
I mean, they're definitely playing like it, right?
Yeah.
And just as a player, right? First of all, this site hit was clean, good utility. As a player, when you're in that position, right? When you've beaten a team before, right? A lot of the narrative is, oh, the team that wants revenge is usually gonna play better because they know how to counter you, et cetera, but
right.
You're right. Like Shopify, they're a championship level team, and they want to show that and not let any teams think that they even have a resemblance of a chance of beating them. And the way to prove that is beating the teams you've already beat even worse.
Yeah.
The next time around.
I mean, talk about, stuffing or extinguishing any, like, wait a second, hang on. FlyQuest have a shot at this, right? Like, this is a statement map. And yes, you said it earlier, it's their map. And there's a lot of truth to that. But also, this is a really good way to, again, silence any sort of nonsense that's coming in from the crowd. But also, instill a lot of doubt into the mind of FlyQuest. Because that 9-3 half, this 11-3 scoreline round, right now, this is getting out of hand super fast.
Yeah. That's what makes this team so great, is that they try to do better and better. Performance after performance. They want to improve. And I think a big key note of that is Effie's and what he brings to this team, keeping everybody, aligned.
Agreed.
With the same goal and not getting too arrogant or overconfident. Because we definitely saw in some of these previous series, notably in the last FlyQuest series, I did feel like Shopify kind of did let off the gas on that second map, right? And they kind of got outplayed and floor was quiet. He's keeping the mental together. And what can FlyQuest cook up on this first gun round?
Find you.
So they took half wall, they pushed off some of the A main aggression. Prowler out didn't get far enough to even trip the trip.
The Cypher setup here, I mean, this is going to be hard for Shopify to break through, so I think you're going to see them prod up. If they go for this hit, I think they're going to get destroyed. They should get destroyed at least. Well, that's going to break the first trip, but...
There it is, yeah.
Will they be ready for the second? That's the true question.
There's a lot of space tree. Noya finding the late lurk. Echo utility gone. Oh, that flash is gorgeous!
One enemy remaining.
Again, the initiator value and the initiator impact is often left by the side, but that was a perfect example of that.
Lace supporting Dodo so well. And that pick that Noya got actually worked against Shopify, because as soon as they got that B pick, they realized, oh, maybe we should go back and split B now, but FlyQuest took that insta timing.
Yeah.
To re-clear a tree.
Whoa, get out.
This is too much to ask for.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
Some life for FlyQuest, but It's still going to be a really uphill battle and perhaps a fake comeback, if I'm completely honest. But you need this if you're FlyQuest. You need to string along some rounds just for your own confidence going into the next map, right?
One enemy remaining.
It all starts with one.
Dude, that again, that flash that Lace just hit. They had no shot. There was no shot of turning that thing. There was no nothing.
It was perfect timing. Already catching players falling back, and then as soon as they hear the footsteps, they want to turn and look. The flash is already there. All of B gathered for Shopify, yep. Oh, and this late lurk through C-Noy is going to punish right here. This is huge.
Two
Oh
found.
my gosh.
Two found. Yeah, again, this feels like a different, a little something extra out from Shopify.
Yeah, you see how prepared they are for that.
Yeah, well, and also the timings that they've been able to hit. Floor just got 2 kills with the judge. Dre, this might be wraps.
Yeah. FlyQuest went around, SR wins 5, 6, 7, right? It's like,
Yeah.
and you gotta save the Bulldog. Which is rough in itself, right? You couldn't
Yeah,
even,
that doesn't
you couldn't
feel
even
good.
afford a Vandal.
Yep. Yeah, to go back to the conversation we were having earlier, this does feel like there's a little something extra. And maybe, you know, Shopify are obviously very good at all times, but they're a little bit more Sunday gamers. I don't know, but I mean, they're bringing it today, and FlyQuest looked lost on this map.
One enemy
Yeah.
remaining.
That's the beauty in this roster. They've been together for so long.
Bot coming back. Out of charges.
That teams kind of have to play to like counter them, right? And they can change that. They can change up anything. They can do micro things. They can counter FlyQuest. Doesn't have that much, right, in the playbook yet. Still early in the year for them.
Toxin screen down.
Might be early in the year for them, but it's late on this map.
Yeah.
They're sending 3 down C.
Oh, he's
Sonder
such
just
a
got their
snake.
ult. Did they check this? Oh gosh.
Oh
I think
my
they were gonna
gosh.
try. Sonder has ult. She has to use it here, right? Yeah.
Great flash.
The paranoia is there to buy some space, but she had no shot.
But look at the mini map, Doug.
They're in spawn.
And they're gonna wrap C. And then Floor's pushed all the way up. Is
With the glowing
FlyQuest gonna be
Vandal.
aware? Starbound looks
No.
like she
No.
Might be
No
aware.
shot. No shot. Starbound falls, Floor gets away. Again, much like we saw with the op round.
Jeez.
She gets hers, and then she gets out. It's beautiful.
so fast as well.
The one benefit here, the one silver lining, if you will, for FlyQuest is Sandra's got an ult back. So there might be a shot at this.
She can connect all. Would be everything.
Oh, but it went the wrong way.
Oh, yeah. And that deep
Hang
smoke.
on, though. Lace is deep. Lace is deep in the smoke. She's going to get a timing, but it might be too little too late. Mel, a 1v2. It's
no
not planted
time.
for her, I don't think. I don't think it's planted for her. It's so close. She's going to get it. There's no time. There's no time. What a clutch.
Attackers win.
The Red Bull clutch through for Shopify to give them Lotus 13-4. Unreal.
Wrapping spawn off of that reaction. Noya calling, yo, Omen flash on me, Gecko ult on me. C's open, C's open. And then Mel to close out the round. But before that, even just doing that deep smoke in CT for Floor.
Yeah.
Delayed
some
so
space.
much time.
Because, I mean, Lace was hot to trot, right? Like, Lace
Yeah.
was pushing in spawn. There was an opportunity to do something there, and ultimately, we talk about value a lot. Sometimes it's Alexis, sometimes it's, you know, Sarah, whatever. But Mel, that was a beautiful round there from beginning to end.
Yeah, it's great IGLing and great reaction off of all that aggression that FlyQuest did. And I feel like, yeah, we didn't really get to see much of how Shopify truly wanted to play this attack, but we already saw these micro changes that they made where, okay, Noya's sitting outside of C when they're going for a full B exec and actually just pushing through that any type of smoke. And if there was no smoke there, she's still going to challenge the players that open the door off of that timing right away. So just these small little changes that were made that can just ultimately just devastate rounds for FlyQuest.
The opening scene was a masterclass. We'll see what the rest of the movie has in store for us. Sunset on the other side of this break. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through Attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Came through with it again. They know that I got spirit with a pen. Don't know why they try to compete when they know that in victory it's never gonna end. Them in a week, that's why they could never speak. They ain't like me, I take it to the peak. Different type of steeds that I breed. Wheel up on the mic, they won't get one of these. Please, I don't wanna hear no talk from them. I don't wanna see nothing at all from them. They can't do it like me. So all I wanna see really is a round of applause from them. Vibes in the air, we caused it again. Life isn't fair, but we rode it again. All of my teams being ready for the war, there's no warning for them. Tell them again, I ain't here to make up no friends. I just came through yet again. We up, you never got one of them. Top of the pound yet again. They can't stop this child not again. Reigning champ, I won't lose it. So you know I'm gonna win that again. Tell them again. Tell them again. Tell them again. Tell them again. I ain't here to make up no friends. I just came through yet again. We up, you never got one of them. Top of the pile yet again. They can't stop this child not again. Reigning champ, I won't lose it. So you know I'm gonna win that again. Tell them 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 again. I ain't here to make up no friends. I just came through yet again.
Welcome back, everyone, to the grand finals here for the Verizon NA Game Changers Series 1, where we just saw Shopify Rebellion very one-sidedly take down FlyQuest on Lotus. It seems like a decent start where we saw FlyQuest win that pistol round, but it just all fell down from there, Wyatt.
Yeah, surely things will go up from there. What a great start.
I mean, it was 14-3 in first kills, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's just... Ugh, that's gross, Sender. It's filthy. It's disgusting. I don't even want to look at that stat anymore.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. No, the worst one was the fact that Shopify only lost a single rifle round.
Yeah.
Like, they lost the first 2 rounds of the game, pistol in round 2, and then they lost their bonus on the second half. They only lost 1 genuine rifle-to-rifle round. This team is locked in. Good luck for the rest of the series, is all I can say.
I mean, just looking, I mean, this is one of those games where we were talking about it. It's like, what narratives are even left about Shopify? What do we even talk about after a game like this? We've said it all. We've been here before. We've seen this story. The floor gets a million kills story. The retakes are perfect story. Like, the setup for floor is immaculate at all times, as was the mission when this roster was created. You put the experienced supports with the young, talented mechanical players, you make magic happen. Magic was made happen again, to happen again. I can't even speak. It's the same thing again. We see this every game, man.
Yeah, Ender, it just felt like on the attack side, on that first half, we saw so many attempts on that C site, and it would start promising, and then it just, the retakes just never worked out.
Yeah, I think, like, obviously, like, the C site is probably the easiest site. B is pretty easy to break into, but, like, FlyQuest had no problem getting on the site the majority of rounds. It was just in the post plant. Like, a few times they tried to play more aggressively and take some space towards spawn. That didn't go super well for them. When they were actually playing on site, they were just kind of getting owned. It was just, but also they were playing so many rounds from like a 4v5 position because they were down at the start. So from those first bloods, so it was just a really tough game, I think, all things considered, to play out when they weren't able to get the ball rolling early on their attacking half. They just had so many rounds they had to like half buy or just take pistols into it, and that is definitely not what you want on your attacking half.
Wyatt, I know you were joking about it's always the same narrative, but you know what? Credit where credit is damn due, because Fluorescent had one hell of a game, and if our biggest takeaway is that this last game was a Fluorescent highlight reel, I'm okay with that, because this is a best of 5 and we still have a lot of maps coming up, but she had one hell of a game.
My pre-match theory remains true. The team with the duelist, the top frags, will simply win. This is what happened last time. We just need Dodonut to top frag on Sunset to keep this thing going. I mean, what can you say about Floor that hasn't been said already? And I guarantee you someone else on the desk has already said during this tournament, what can you say about Floor that hasn't been said already? I'm even repeating that because there's nothing that can be said. It's just, she's the GOAT. She's the GOAT. I don't know what else to say.
I'll do 2 things that have probably been said, but I loved a few rounds like the one we just saw, how she played around the edge of the smoke. Like, that was really cool how she was approaching those fights in that situation, like totally isolated on her own. But I also think she just took so many like aggressive peeks towards spawn, especially on attack. Whenever there was a round where Shopify were down in numbers or didn't have a ton of space, like, she was always so quick to snap forward, get a kill, and then double satchel to escape. It seemed like there were so many rounds where she was using satchels as an escape tool because she didn't need the satchels to like actually dive into the site. She was getting in for free anyways.
Well, if you're on the side of FlyQuest Red, you're definitely just trying to forget about that last map. This is a long series, it's a best of 5, and we have Sunset coming up next. Wyatt, in the pre-show, you were the one to call out that the last time they played against each other, Shopify were the ones to ban Sunset. So perhaps there's a copium storyline there.
Yeah, it's interesting that they had banned it against them and have let it through now, as you said. Shopify had some mixed results on the map this year. We saw Fly beat Decimate yesterday. They also lost the Passion Project. The key element of Sunset here for me, though, is going to be the fact that FlyQuest play this very unorthodox single controller composition, and that single controller is a harbor. This is not something you see regularly by any means, or really at all, and I do think it's super exploitable. And I have to imagine that Shopify are going to be ready to do just that. We've seen with this comp, FlyQuest have had success on attack, in particular when they're able to pull off big execs, use the harbor utility to close off all of the various entrances and potential crossfire angles, and then have that utility to cycle for post plant. it's on defense where this comp was lacking. There would be situations where they just couldn't be fluid at all. Like I remember against Passion Project, they'd want to go for a fast retake into a site. There's a great timing to do it, but the harbor wasn't there, so the wall wasn't up. There's no global smokes on your side. You can't close off the angles, and then they're running into a site, and they're just getting shut down, running into crossfires. And I just struggle to believe that this defense against Shopify can be better than what we've seen against Passion Project in this match.
Yeah, I think you definitely, as Shopify here attacking into it, like you can sort of tell at the start of a round wherever the stack is going to be, because FlyQuest kind of have to fight around the side of the map that Harbor is playing on, or they don't have smokes to be able to fight off of. And also, like you're saying, abusing the cooldown of that Harbor wall is so good. I think if Shopify play like slower paced rounds, wait for those timings where the wall isn't going to be there, and then play away from the Harbor site, especially if they start the early rounds like hunting down some Cypher utility, you can just make FlyQuest play a game where they have very limited options and very limited tools to fight back against you. And let me tell you, you need every tool and then some when your opponent is Shopify Rebellion.
Indeed. Well, the score is currently 1-0 for Shopify Rebellion in this grand finals. Can FlyQuest Red tie up the series 1-1? We are about to find out with Doug and Baby Bay.
Thank you so much, Spix. Dre, we got to talk about the Harbor in the room. Single controller, Harbor. Oftentimes you see Harbor paired up with someone else, but this feels rare.
Yeah, and I mean, they cooked up on this. Like, they have a unique playstyle, like Ender was saying, and it does work for them sometimes. The last time they played this map, it was a loss, actually, I think, right, to Passion Project. So I think the only reason why we see Shopify allowing this map to go through, because they banned it previously, is because they're going to come with like a hard counter. And I think that when you're running like a breach comp like this, especially with a single controller Harbor, it can get kind of like obvious about the things that you might be trying to do. That doesn't mean that it won't work, but I think it's already going to be an uphill battle, because if Shopify is allowing this map to go through, then they must be really confident on it. And they have a 70% win rate in general on the map, so it's not like they're like some kind of slouches to it.
Yeah, 70% is pretty good. Look at that Harbor wall already. There's a dart over it, and then the wall blocking off mid. That's a great start.
Oh, what a shot.
That's an even better start. The nade is going to be really good to throw him apart. You can see the attempt at utility to cover some what was going on, but elbow has been lost. Sonder has 3 position.
That was on Sarah, so this Viper util is not going to be there anymore. It's not the end of the world for Shopify, but that lurk potential now with that wall isn't there. And Dodo Nut, I think she stayed for a little bit too long in that area. Like, maybe just get that one and done, right? That we've seen Floor been doing this entire time. That has been the recipe for Shopify's success, especially with the first blood department, right? Saw Floor and Shopify in general at 14 first bloods.
Yeah, which is insane. That's an outrageous number.
Yeah.
What do they do here? Do they flip back? They still have 30. They have still a little south of 40 seconds left on the clock. Noi is still playing towards A, but the spike and the rest of the cavalry is headed
30
B.
seconds
And
left.
Noya is the win con. And look, FlyQuest, they are actually clearing mid, but Noya's not in mid. So that little waste of time allows for the aggression from Shopify to pick off Starbound in spawn.
Yeah, but I mean, I also think there it is. If they play the timing right, she's going to find so much value. Noya with one. Shopify wipes again.
I mean, look at how they maneuver the map. They're so aware of how FlyQuest like to rotate. And they had a 3-way crossfire. It was crazy. Melon spawn, Floor on site, Noya pinching from the back. And it's all off of contact, right? Mel was walking down into market there. Off of her contact, Floor swings. Now Noya's flanking, taking her timing in mid. And it all happens at the same time. It's really beautiful to watch.
Cage triggered.
A little bit of attempted aggression. Noya's already ready for it. The cage. We've got the cam.
that stun connects.
The layers that she has to protect herself are actually so nice.
Yeah. And FlyQuest should be aware that the reaction of Shopify will be to take that early A control. That's why you see the rotates already coming out. Just knife out rotating right now. Shouldn't make it in time for the hit, though.
Oh, that's so close. Oh boy.
Oh my gosh. Just some warning shots. That's all we saw there.
The games begin. And this is where, I don't know, I worry about the single controller harbor comp, I think, in this situation. And I wonder, especially on defense, I think a good harbor can be really impressive, but it feels weird on Sunset, man.
It's tough, right? Because if you use any util early as that harbor, unless you're in mid, Shopify automatically knows that, okay, this harbor's not going to be able to make it to the opposite side of the map.
Yeah.
And the whole point of Shopify's comp is to have multiple different layers of lurks and to play for the longer rounds, right? I mean, if they really wanted to, they could bait out all the harbor util and make it so they will only have a wall. If they really wanted to play the slow game, they have that option with that Viper and Omen.
And then if they hit their timings right, they could even avoid the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Flash, a paranoia. Wow. This is nice though.
Wow. That shot on Alexis was insane.
And it was very similar it was a very similar setup. It was a dart and the wall, keeping things separated enough to get info, isolate gunfights, and get the kill.
Cage triggered.
Starbound here, on their own. Sarah not checking the right way.
Wow.
Nice snaps onto floor. Bonus averted.
Yeah, that was a clean mid fight. And I spoke about it, right? Like, if you use this harbor util too soon, it will allow SR to have a harder read into the round. But this time, that wall comes out a little bit late as the breach stun comes out. So it was like a mid refight, basically, is what happened there. Just off of a timing, off of like sound or anything that they wanted to do. So it's plays like that that's going to give FlyQuest the advantage running the solo harbor.
Right here.
Allowing them to catch that timing, catch SR off guard as they're walking into space, right?
Revealing area.
Oh wow, that's a really cool dart.
What?
That's a really cool dart.
Yeah, that was that was pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie.
That was sick. Here we go again, right? That mid-round harbor wall. This time, nobody getting caught off guard. Shopify, and they're just gonna group up for this B hit. And Breach and Raze are not even close. That's the scary thing about playing against this Viper comp, is you want to play for that late lurk, right? But that opens up this free B site hit, and Floor went all the way into market.
And that's the controller. There it is. Now you don't have anything to help with the retake attempt or anything like that. A little bit of mid presence is certainly going to help things. But the layers, once again, that we're seeing out of Shopify are way too much for FlyQuest to deal with.
That set play was so nice, right? Floor threw the perfect nade to break all the trips on the right side of the site. And that allows her to double blast pack into market with the Omen Flash of Mel. Punish there, like you said. I mean, they did their homework. I mean, we even saw it on Lotus, right?
And now we're seeing it
a lot of countering.
Yeah, and now we're seeing it on FlyQuest map pick too.
Gear up, stay safe.
And even like going into this map, Shopify Rebellion, if I'm not mistaken, beat Passion Project like 13-2 on this map. So the fact that they saw Passion Project beat FlyQuest on this map probably just in itself gives them confidence. And then the fact that they can just counter anything that FlyQuest does because they have the VOD, the most recent VODs of it, and they barely had to show any of their rounds. I mean, it makes it really hard.
Oh yeah, it makes it borderline impossible. It was Supernova Galaxy, but I think the big takeaway is no, but I do think the big takeaway is they've played the map 3 times in this tournament. They've lost 8 rounds.
There you go. So there's not a lot of demo.
3 maps, bro.
Yeah, there's not a lot of tape on them to actually get countered, and that's why you see them picking this map or allowing this map to go through.
There's a cascade. I wonder if you can hear it from where Noya is.
Oh, this time. Doubling back.
It's so tough because the mind games that you're forced into, if you're FlyQuest, are brutal, right?
Yeah.
If you hear the cascade, you have to choose, okay, do we stay thinking that they're going to re-hit, or do we rotate away? Because I can only apply pressure with my utility from one area, and that's where I'm standing. You become so, like, strapped and like, hard-strung into what you're trying to do. And here's a perfect example of what happens on the other side. Mel from A main just smoked B main. And there was a dog out to draw rotations. Now there are 4 from the defense on that side of the map.
30 seconds left.
Shopify should get the site for free. Can Starbound get any type of spam here to give
Here.
their team an advantage?
Spike
Oh, look at that
planted.
deep Viper smoke too.
The breach utility is going to cause some
And a
problems.
one-way?
Dude, she knows. Ultimately, Starbound wins the fight, and that's a big one. Because that was isolated! Alexis had too much to look at. Noe and Flora left alone. The Harbor utility now.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. She's going to do it, isn't she?
Last player standing.
One found. Noe on the other side. The ping's coming through. The clip runs dry. Having to reload. They're both weak. But Starbound spam gets the kill and the round.
Spike defused.
5 HP. That was nuts. And in that round, I was wondering, you know, how Starbound would play that scenario, playing the retake. And patience was the key. Just staying alive. First one on the site and the last one in the 1v1 situation, and winning it. This trade was everything.
Oh, this is a nice spot. That goes there.
Very, very close round.
Oh, that's aggressive.
Super fast in the take.
And you can tell what they were. Yeah, I mean, the breach stun and then the trip just made it to where there was nowhere for Flora to go.
Space was gained though.
Starbound's positioning once again is perfect.
Oh no.
It's falling apart here, isn't it?
B.
Found my wire.
And they've got the ult, but Flora has dodged it. Look at Alexis just on
scary.
the other side. There's no way you expect that, but that's isolated! Alexis gets both! Oh, they're gonna yank this thing back! Lace with 30 HP! Dodging the dog, spamming through, getting it down to 1. Can Lace be the hero? 7 bullets.
Not ready yet.
Floor with Spike out of reach. The dart is there. Cleared, but found the swing!
way!
And the 3K for Lace, the Red Bull clutch for FlyQuest.
That's insane. 30 HP to her name. Why not win? Is what she said. Why not? It would be nice to
Why
win.
not?
Yeah.
Enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
But the way that FlyQuest has to win. It's down to the wire. The last 2 rounds.
This goes here.
I liked FlyQuest's approach on this retake on A, having that harbor wall to split the site in half, allowing players to flood back site and just hold. Alexis somehow brought that back, but had Alexis not been a hero in that round, I mean, that would have been a clean, what, 4v2 retake?
Yeah, yeah.
Cage triggered.
And the truth is, the positioning that she was in was not really of her own volition.
Yeah.
They was pushing that spit. Yep.
Oh my gosh, it's a massacre.
It's massacre, really at the hands of a stinger, which is so odd. Oftentimes, when you have pistols on the other side, you've got a little bit more facing it. And yeah, FlyQuest had 4 rifles, but they have found a lot of value with that stinger.
I'm wondering when the Shopify timeout is going to come into effect, because if I'm FEs right now, just from the top down, I'm understanding that every single time, well, maybe not every single time, but the last 2 times I've ended B, there has been 5 players there quickly, right?
Yeah.
So maybe you can set up a late lurk onto that A site and call everybody back in the mid round.
Right here.
Understanding that FlyQuest is over rotating. Honestly, that's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It is also on the flip side very smart of FlyQuest of how they're doing this, because the previous rounds when they've retaken B or even A, they have taken their time to re-clear mid, all this stuff. So even their own change of pace on the retakes of just, no, let's just get to site fast. has proven to be beneficial for them.
Flash is not going to tag anyone.
Yeah,
Dodo was tucked behind the wall, and then Saunders there for help of utility if she gets any pressure.
It's fake info for Shopify, and this aggressive angle from Dodo Nut should be the info that they need. And just honestly, just opting to play retake on this B site because of how the previous rounds went. I mean, it hasn't even been close, it feels like. At least in the beginning parts of the round, right?
Yeah, for sure. Lace using the ult. Maybe.
Oh.
No, I don't think she. Oh no, she did.
Bomb's not down though.
On this era, but it's gonna buy some time.
30 seconds left.
Still not committed, and now they're gonna have to figure it out if they want to deal with the pit or not. The pit goes down. Sarah falls. They're gonna rotate out. Mel's already gone.
2v5, 1 HP.
Oh, man. Imagine though.
I mean, if there's a team to do it, it's Shopify.
Spike planted.
Yeah, I guess.
Where is everyone hiding?
That's gonna hurt things.
This B site hold
situation.
from FlyQuest has been so good.
But now can Shopify hold A? Oh, that was the best. That was the best shot you had.
Yeah.
That was all the health. Maybe Mel's positioning. No chance. Oh. Dude, she swung, and I'm pretty sure all 5 of them were looking away at the exact same time.
Flawless.
I mean, smart from FlyQuest to just, death ball all 5 players. Just okay. There's only 2 of them. Surely somebody gets a trade, right? If even 2-3 of us get taken out. And this B site is just on lock right now. There's the timeout. And we saw it, Doug. All of mid, all of A completely open when that B site hit comes through. So now maybe we'll see that an adaptation being made from Shopify to maybe get a lurk up mid as those players on B are just trying to stay alive. And
well, I think it's...
Yeah, go ahead.
Go on, keep going.
I was gonna say for FlyQuest, like they've been doing such a good job of delaying the plant on B. Like that in itself is buying the time for the rest of their players to get there for the retake. That's why you see the Sova actually getting a lot of value there. That Sova, although it doesn't kill, it stops the bomb from being put down and buys time for Sand or for Dodo to come all the way from A site.
Yeah, it bought time. Yeah, absolutely. I do wonder, though, as we think about how Shopify can start to approach some of these attack rounds, if the middle of the map becomes the focus, I think FlyQuest have done a really good job of conditioning the beginning of the half to where that's not a free space. That's not like available space. Remember the Harbor Wall Dart combo that they hit mid a couple of times? Like, I would understand their hesitancy in trying to play that.
Making them second guess taking mid control. Mid control is crucial in this map too.
It really is, yeah.
There's so many things you can do, like with the Omen smoke, top right or top left side of mid. We've seen that in VCT quite a bit. A lot of teams abusing top mid, even with the double controller comp.
Scanning ahead.
Here comes the re-clear utility again from FlyQuest. Harbor wall up, Dart comes out. And that again promotes the hesitation from Shopify. They're scared.
Reasonably so.
Poison orb emitting.
And so Shopify really have no choice but to kind of wait that out, reset, and see where else they can play. Meanwhile, if you don't want to test up mid, you still have this elbow crunch that FlyQuest have had set up for the last couple of rounds. Dodo gets contact. There's the fault line. Or sorry, it's an aftershock, but right on cue, you can see what the idea is. The utility gets dumped out from Sonder
that's a good
to protect
flash.
Dodo.
Satchel out.
Dodo still has a satchel. Oh, well, I was going to say, she can cross now. She has to take the fight. Yeah, they both fall. They had no more satchels for her to get out with. Dodo was stuck.
30 seconds left.
Neural theft.
This is so crazy.
Being invested. Tay and Starbound left alone.
Oh my gosh.
Another
Spike planted.
miracle round out from Shopify. It wasn't the
man.
2v5 with 1 HP that we mentioned from before, but this is another round that they probably shouldn't have won.
Yeah, but it's honestly off of Dodo Nut trying to hold all this space, even though she was getting completely util bombed. There were so many different things flying at her, and she still just decides to stay for a little bit too long. All of the breach util was used from Sonder there. Try to like, I mean, help her get a kill or get out. The horn falls.
Or get out. I mean, at best, yeah.
Especially on an eco round. Why? Like, why even? Why even give the chance? You did enough damage. They found out where you were at. It's one thing to be confident, but
know exactly where.
it's one thing to be greedy.
Yeah, and it wasn't just like a little bit that was invested from Sonder to get her out. There was aftershock, then there was a fault line, then there was the flash, and then
flashes.
Both satchels. Yeah, both flashes. She had both satchels at the beginning, and yeah, because just kind of overstayed her welcome. That's gonna get a round back in favor of Shopify. Back to rifles here.
Oh,
Donut with ult too. That was nice timing.
this is such a good play from FlyQuest because they understand that SR hasn't really been using utility in mid. But this time there is. Oh
Flash deep. They still only get one.
Oh no!
Cage trigger.
That could have been so much more.
I mean, it really does come down to hitting the head.
Yep.
That's why it said.
Yeah, Wyatt was right.
Wyatt was right. Ah.
You can hear his chuckle from here.
I know.
Shopify are going to get out onto A. They're going to manage to bypass a lot of this utility.
Oh my gosh.
Clearing out the trips. A deep flash, and they... Oh? What? Almost gets a second. The paranoia certainly would have helped, but Alexis took care of Starbound on her own.
So close. If Starbound gets that kill, I mean, that could be the round, right?
Yep. Numbers in favor of the attack. Still some utility to play around. Mel understanding, though. She needs to play ahead of this RB utility, and that's...
One enemy
Still
remaining.
has 2 TPs.
Oh.
And Alexis' spam is enough to get Sonder. They is left alone. And the options are running out. Very quickly.
This will be a save. This is what happens, Doug. This is what happens when you give away free rounds that you should win. All of a sudden, now I can't shoot straight. And that fight in mid that had you had won the previous round, you probably would win. Like it's small things like that that changes the outcome of the game. I mean, you should never be losing an eco round, especially when you had all the info and support utility like that. And that allows Shopify to get momentum and snowball into this round. And win a gunfight that perhaps they shouldn't have.
Big round out from FlyQuest. They've invested a lot, including an op in the hands of Lace.
Yeah.
And they may not be where they're headed, at least right at the beginning, but if the timing...
Oh, they're ready for that.
It's Donut who gets it. Where did the op go? Did they put it down? Did they sell it? I think she sold it back. But they still got the first. Now Dodo using the ult, looking for a second target. No, their satchels to propel. They've been able to freeze. Mel falls. I don't think they're expecting Noya here, though. Takes a step back.
There.
Donut's still playing on site. Noya. Oh. Turning away at the worst possible time. Now Sarah and Alexis left alone with Spike in hand, though. But the situation looks dire.
They are giving all the space, though, and that should be red now from Shopify. Scared of spawn. Oh, they spotted Sarah's barrel.
Remaining.
Also, Lace has 3 seconds left to dart, so in case things get real sideways, they have that. Alexis and Sarah ultimately fall. FlyQuest take the lead back.
That was a hard read by FlyQuest into that round.
Yeah.
Donut was playing on top of that box to counter the Raze rocket, so the prep was there for the rocket set play from Shopify. That was a hard read. I mean, you had the breach stun there. You had Donut on the top box. Lace was there even for backup if everything goes south.
Yeah. I mean, they were even considering putting an op right there, and ultimately they didn't. But you're right, that was a hard read.
This is my spot.
Way more competitive game than the first map, and that's great. Like that's great. Like we love to see that, you know.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. The smoke on the right, the flash on the left. You've got to know that that's... How do they respond to understanding where this harbor utility is coming from?
They're so scared of mid.
But yes. And I think for good reason too. When you also consider Breach's ability to impact that area of the map, I mean, I get it.
Yeah. And I mean, they got punished previously, so it all plays into effect.
Do they have any ults on the side of defense? No, really, and attack side either. This is gonna be really tough to get through.
Spike planted.
Floor uses grenade, still
here.
has a satchel. I mean, they're just tanking. They're taking the fight to FlyQuest. Forget the possibility of a flood. They want to pull up the dam right now.
An even half, Doug.
Switching sides.
Which probably could have been an 8-4 for FlyQuest had they not gotten ecoed in that one round.
Yeah, agreed.
You see how crucial rounds like that are. It's the difference between having like a very solid half and an even half. You cannot be giving situations like that to Shopify. Not a team of this caliber.
Yeah, for sure. That tiny crack in the window becomes a gaping space, and there's I mean, there's really nothing you can do because they're going to be opportunistic with it.
Is Breach actually getting a lot of value, even though Sonder
I need to blow something up.
is doing well in the fragging department right now.
Standing ahead.
What's interesting too, though, as you know, we think about that, but I also want to take us back to the harbor utility conversation. They've navigated what in theory should be the hardest part of this.
Yeah.
They've navigated the defensive side. They can be so much more intentional with the attack side utility. They don't have to worry about covering different areas of the map.
Yeah, that's exactly the bread and butter of this comp, right? Is to be explosive in those moments.
That's explosive.
Yeah.
The floor's already down. Dre, there's a really good shot for FlyQuest here. They win this pistol. They're able to get up to 8. And they have such good control of the map right now. They're pushing into spawn. They're taking the fights to Shopify. Both from mid, and then now in this instance here, Noi is going to fall. And I don't know that there's enough here for Melon Alexis to get through.
One enemy remaining.
Nice trades. Super nice post plant from FlyQuest.
They will scurry.
They split market and then decide to give it, push CT because they understand that market reclear is going to have to come from Shopify. And then they have the same pinch that we saw basically Shopify have in their pistol. So the bread and butter for these post plants on the B site is to take control of 2 areas, right? You want main and you want either CT or you want market. You want the enemy team to have to clear out multiple things at the same time and basically open yourself up to delaying for that bomb timer.
Oh gosh, that was aggressive and fast.
What the heck?
Yep.
They thought that the stun would probably punish a little bit harder there.
Yeah.
Oh, but this should be a cleanup anyway. I don't know how Mel's still alive. Oh no.
He's not for long. There's still big numbers.
Oh no.
Oh, the numbers are dwindling. No upgraded weapons. Okay. Dude, they had us. They had us until the very end. I'm not going to lie. Forget about the first half. They had us both halves.
Yep. I mean, yeah, I don't think DodoNut was ready for anybody to be past that breach stun.
No.
Little jump scare. Really good damage from Shopify though. And a good cleanup to the round from FlyQuest, which honestly, like, one right click is the difference there. Like, that easily could have gone the other way.
Yeah.
If Alexis's right click just connects that RNG, if it's there, that round could be very different. A missed blast pack early on here from Flora. That's really interesting. I don't know if maybe she was trying to get on top of that box there or what, but the timing was off.
Yeah, I'd love to see that again. Now is satchelless for the rest of the round.
Oh, this breach. Look at this stun. That's juicy.
There's no there's no follow-up though. There's nothing really to chase behind it.
Yeah, but
so
it's enough to push him back. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. It's enough to push back. It's enough to dissuade and delay.
Oh yeah, it's really aggressive here on B.
Feeling it. Take a lot of damage there too.
Yeah, she got checked.
Dude, that was from a ghost. That was a ghost from a distance into the Phantom of Noya.
Scary. Couple light armors too, so those deagles can actually just get a one-shot headshot. This is really good from FlyQuest right now. They're playing the map really well. Early A aggression into mid, into checking the B player. That opens up the A site. And now this is gonna be a really good post plant.
A Guardian, 2 pistols, a Stinger. I think the big question we have to go back to Thea's utility. What does she have? What does she have to control? The wall is up. She has a Cove to play with.
Just on off drone. The layering here.
And the nade. And the nade. But the paranoia pushes him back. Time is of the essence. The Cove has been invested. Zero's pushing forward. Lace is going to fall. The flash out is another one. Meets her demise, but they are finding the right timing, the right space to get a kill. Starbound left alone. Will not be able to convert. That's another round for Shopify.
And it's almost too obvious at this point with the aggressive post plant style that FlyQuest does have. I mean, even Noya in the back rotating from B. By the way, she got healed. It's the benefit of having a Skye on your team, which is good because right, she was sitting on like what 30 HP.
Yeah.
But it's just a little bit too obvious, right? When that drone comes through and that stun comes out, I mean, you had all the info in the world that stun did not fully connect to players, so maybe overheating a little bit. You don't need to force it, right?
Right.
That stun, we've seen Sentinels enough from that general area use utility and just give, because it delays for long enough for you to just play bomb at that point. And then you don't even have to shoot your gun. You just went off of time.
Yeah, it becomes a much simpler game.
Yeah.
They sure are making a lot of noise here.
Oh, that's stun.
No, can't get high ground. Spamming through, trying to dance around the pillar. Sarah's still falling.
So fast. First 10 seconds of the round.
It's rare that you see a breach controlling the flank. That's exactly what Sandra's doing here.
She's playing it perfectly too. Should be a free kill.
Reckoning. Or 2. Or 3. 1. A little messy on the control, but the damage has been done. Seeker's used. The defense is weak, and it just got considerably weaker.
Wow.
There's no way Alexis can do anything there. FlyQuest take another round.
See, there you go, though, Doug. Like, they don't push up spawn, you know, like, off of utility right away, and they just hold, and they have the breach lurk this time, and you see how much value that in itself got. And yeah, Floor, like, kind of had, like an idea that there could be somebody lurking, but, like you said, you never expect it to be the breach.
Right. And she was so patient with the positioning, right? Where, like, regardless of what the agent utility was there, she just played that really well.
Sometimes just not showing is enough, because you don't know what's going through the mind of Shopify. Maybe they think that spawn utility from the breach is going to come, so they're waiting for it, and the fact that you don't use it, I mean, that just sits in the mind of, oh, when is that breach going to use that utility? And this B site is, again, just open for the taking.
And the rocket has taken just that. A little bit of time bought. You
Ooh,
got to be careful on that
low.
spam. There's still a rocket waiting.
2 HP.
Yeah, but they still, I mean, they still have the breach ult too to get through. Uh-oh. There's a flank.
Oh, no.
There's a flank. Oh! Still gets it off. It's still going to cause havoc on the site.
I don't think it actually went off.
It looked really close. Did it not
looked
go
like
off?
It was going off, but I don't think it did. I don't think it's going to matter anymore anyway.
It might not. You're right. Floor's upgraded a weapon, though. Alexis falls. Noya's there. Floor with the Vandal.
2 cages.
85 HP, though. There's the first. It's all a tap. It's all a threat. You have to spam. The counter not connecting yet.
This is no problem.
Gotta get half
Second
at
cage.
least. You have to.
You have to. That's really the only option here. Look at how weak they are. 7 HP amongst both, and it's going to be enough. FlyQuest gets to 10. All right, I got to see what happened to that breach ult.
Yeah, because Floor wasn't hit off of that swing, so either the timing was just like not there, or the breach ult did get canceled.
I mean, it looked like it was channeled all the way.
It did look like it came out a couple steps at least, but I don't know for sure. Anyways, we have a timeout for Shopify. All of a sudden, I mean, like, FlyQuest are looking really good. They're looking really good on this map.
Enough to believe?
Enough to believe for this map at the very least.
All right.
It's kind of like their last series, right? Shopify dominates the first map. Second map, FlyQuest looks solid in terms of like overall like trades and team play and not letting Flora just go crazy. Or Noya, right? Noya's sitting at 6 kills right now. The last map alone, Noya had 6 first bloods.
Okay, it did go off. It goes off, but it didn't miss the floor.
Clear all of, okay, it didn't clear all of market I see on the minimap, yeah. So it only got that right side towards like even mid.
Yeah. And that's such a tough spot to be in because if you're Mel, right, you have a classic, you're trying to catch a timing, you see the trip. You understanding the chaos that's happening on site, you have to clear the trip, right? Even if you saw a breach ahead of time, it's such a split-second decision. It's brutal, man.
FlyQuest have been abusing this B site like crazy these last couple rounds. And I think that can like open up controlling more of the map. And that's why you're seeing this mid default out now. Changing the pace.
I really like this call. You're right.
Now Starbound's playing very confident, going for solo aggression because they've punished this B area of the map. And breaking that cam alone is a lot of info. And it forces Shopify to use a jump spot there, right? Use a body.
Yeah, face check it, so to speak.
FlyQuest read into this, though. Do they read into that? This B side is probably going to be heavy. Contacting top mid.
Oh, she's on elbow. Now she sees everything.
Stun's out.
Is there a push? They tried. Meanwhile, Floor pushing on the other side. The rocket's a bit high.
Lace is stuck.
Lace is dead.
Floor has like a heat-seeking crosshair or something. That looked crazy.
Now with nowhere to go, they have to turn their attention B. The harbor wall goes up. Starting to see some utility push him away. Tried to disperse. Floor cheeky with it. The trip. Wait, what?
Oh no. It's falling apart.
It's all falling apart. You're right.
10 seconds left.
I mean, they're split apart now. Mel's on a flank. Do they know where Alexis is? I think they do.
I don't think they heard that TP from Mel. Oh,
no,
Alexis
but
played
it's
too
not gonna
aggressive.
matter. Yeah. Maybe with a little bit more time. They can line up here. First falls, 45 HP. Time running short.
2 smokes in a
Sonder and
TP.
Starbound. They're both healthy. There it is. The TP into the smoke. It's not. There's no utility for Sonder. There's no utility for Sonder. Oh, the spam into the smoke, and Mel does it again.
Performance.
Unbelievable.
A robbery.
Clutch.
An absolute robbery. Oh my gosh.
Well, take a look at that Red Bull clutch one more time. That was what, a 2v3, a 2v4?
1v3.
One enemy remaining.
And then this, isolating these fights. I was concerned because FlyQuest had repositioned towards mid, and it wasn't planned for them. There was no aftershock or anything like that for them to deal with the potential of a stuck defuse, so they had to challenge Mel. And she played that beautifully.
Omen TP too strong, Doug. Omen TP too strong. That's why you see it from a lot of teams on this map. Not only can you play on different elevations on the A site, you can TP past trips for those quick flanks and timings.
Flashback mid. Floor. Oh, it's all right. We didn't see it. Never happened.
Oh, not this again, though. Oh, okay. Smoke fades away. I thought we were going to see another scenario of Floor finessing around smokes.
Not the case this time.
It's like crazy Viper ult.
And they have the Reckoning, which is a perfect counter to the Viper ult.
Sova Drone, Reckoning, and Sova ult.
There's the Reckoning.
Oh, this Molly is enough to delay, surely.
Sarah staying!
Oh my gosh.
Staying! She gets 2. The bravado to make that play.
Yeah.
Cover going out.
Unbelievable. Now Floor's playing just barely.
Oh no.
On the other side of the harbor wall.
30 seconds left.
This feels like such a high impact round in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, you had 2 Spectres from Shopify going into this round, and to just steal it away.
Oh boy. That was a big one, man. They invested a lot of ults. Their money's not great. Shopify, presumably, barring a Thrifty, are going to tie us up at 10.
I like the confidence from FlyQuest going into these Viper ults, but they had so much more utility that they could have just played a little bit more patiently, right?
Yeah, instead of just going off of the Harbor ult.
Yeah, like wait for the drone to actually get the tag, or even just that Sovalt. If they had just waited just even a split second longer, that Sovalt actually did connect onto Sarah. Maybe you don't even have to use any other utility. Maybe you don't even have to use a body. You just get the kill outright. Like, again, this is what happens when you let Shopify win rounds that they shouldn't. They take that and they run away with it. You cannot make mistakes of that caliber against a team like this.
You're right. And Dre, the crazy thing is, it feels like that happens at least once a half.
Yeah.
Regardless of who they're playing against, I feel like once a half, we virtually look at each other and go, that shouldn't have happened.
Yep.
They've gotten away with something that should not have taken place. And that's often the catalyst to a couple of big rounds. Yeah. If they're down, of course. But you're right. Yeah, they're able to put together a couple of rounds off of that.
I mean, look, this should be a tie game at this point. It's so crazy how one round can impact the entire game, because in another world, Doug, FlyQuest already won this map. Seriously. Yeah. Off of that eco round that they lost on defense, and now that 1v3, this game could have been over already.
This round might be over very soon. That spit's gonna hurt. Didn't see Starbound cross. Just pistols, and they're not putting up much of a fight. You wonder here what Jovi said to his team on the other side of that timeout.
I am a big fan of coaches taking timeouts during the eco, like for the eco round, right? And then you actually do the real strat the next time around. Kind of gives your players a little bit more time to just like let it all like soak in and have them be more dialed in on what they need to do.
Yeah.
But this is just a stomp.
Yep.
Nowhere to go.
As you would expect.
Yeah.
I also think it's really important for Shopify to have gotten through that the way that they did. Sarah was the only one who lost armor there.
Yeah.
Everyone else was perfectly healthy, so I know we're late in the game, but as you think about the financial
they're stabilized.
Outlook, yeah, that's big.
One enemy remaining.
They changed their wall this time too at that B side of the map. It was perhaps for the anti-eco, and now another new wall coming out here. So Shopify showing a new look, showing more aggression now towards this B side, this B main side of the map.
Revealing area.
Deep cascade. A little bit of space found. You see the trip cleared from the shock.
Oh, this 1v1.
Instantly pings on the minimap. Oh. Did she get away?
Oh my gosh, the movement.
Bro.
The schmovement.
She freaking threw that thing in reverse and got out.
Shmoney moves. And that's a big 1v1. That's Cypher ult too.
Everyone hiding.
How does FlyQuest play this though? Do they still commit, even though 2 players are already here from CT? They are gonna commit.
Sonder gets a little bit closer to the ult.
No Omen smokes are out yet, so
no.
This retake should. Oh no!
Uh-oh. That was the last bit of harbor utility that we're gonna talk about for the rest of this round.
Oh no! The counter Cypher ult now.
And the heals coming up while the spam is coming through.
Scout destroyed.
Dog clearing the site, no late lurk, no flank or anything like that. Mel's gonna have to take a really long time if she wants to go about it that way, and I don't know that there's gonna be enough clock left to do it. Sonder with the ult, that's gonna hurt. Mel's positioning now is huge. She's got to win this fight. Oh, she had utility out. Time is of the essence. That crossfire is brutal. Floor has to go aggressive, and there will not be anything found. FlyQuest take the lead again.
That was so huge from Sonder there. Taking that just timing to stun spawn and then spamming the default box, understanding that somebody might be trying to hide behind that box, or maybe she heard the audio cue of Noya behind that default box, that kill ultimately ends up giving her the breach ult and then just securing the round win. And that's what happens when you don't just give SR those free kills when you're playing aggressive on the post plants. They just played in this time, had crossfires on site, and it made it look easy. Floor got spotted there. I don't know if she's aware. This stun. Could have punished.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing paranoias and fault lines and satchels everywhere.
Yeah. I gotta shout out Sonder for a lot of these reactive stuns. They've been really on point with taking early control of space.
They found my wire.
Gosh, there's a lot waiting on the other side of B here.
This should be a read, because like Lycos haven't really thrown fakes this half at all, so it kind of has been where the pack is. They hit pack mentality.
Yeah.
Oh, they're in a
It's just been
blender.
really the
wait.
MO. So fun found. What?
Sonder's so clutch right now, Doug.
I mean, the dart helped from Lace, but you're right. Mel's gonna catch the timing.
Uh-oh.
Oh! Thea just narrowly gets away. Finds cover behind the cove.
Oh no.
I mean, Lace still has a shock. There's no reflank. Mel has
Sonder's
one smoke.
utility.
There goes the shock. That's early. First one falling.
Rocket.
Floor just so confident in these. Oh, but it's 1v3. That's gonna hit one. Both fall. 21 HP, 5 bullets, time short.
Jump spot.
It's a dare. It's a challenge. Do you dare swing?
Wow.
You do, and you get the kill. FlyQuest gets a map point.
And you got Rocket out. Starbound having a star performance right now.
One enemy remaining.
21 HP and just going wide there. That was such a smart swing.
From Starbound?
Yeah, it was so smart to just back up there and have a different type of angle and go wide so it visually looks crazy on Floor's screen. And yeah, Floor could have hit the one tap, but that's the risk you gotta take, right?
Yeah, and that's a big risk against a player like Floor. But I love that from Starbound, not backing down.
Oh, this is... It was almost deadly for FlyQuest had they had pushed through, tried to actually truly punish. I'm saying it, but like Sonder has gotten so much value.
Yeah.
In this game, even that trade onto Noya on the site.
Oh, Mel was looking down. She gets one, but pays for it with her life.
Found one.
They're gonna clear every single one of those cabbages.
That opens up everything. As an attacking squad, like you want to go 1-for-1 against defense because you spread the defenses thin. It allows you to manipulate more of the map, and that's why you're seeing this mid to B wall that they've conditioned almost every other time. Makes people lean. Watch that solo play alone from Thea.
30 seconds left.
Has 2 players of Shopify in B site. Now Alexis has to go huge.
And she's been here this entire time. Remember, it was the Seekers that were invested early.
And she's getting darted. She's getting naded.
Wait, she hasn't taken a lick of damage. Great, this could be special. This could be special. Did she tinker?
10 seconds left.
Lace is weak. Finally falls.
It's too
But
much.
have you bought enough time? I don't know. Sarah's ahead of it. Sarah's ahead of it. Sarah gets another 3 seconds left.
remaining.
The plant will not go down, and Shopify steal another.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Where did it all go wrong?
One left.
Oh.
One enemy remaining.
I mean, it's just painful to watch that. Maybe just go for the safe plant next time.
This goes here.
Just secure it. Just secure getting the bomb down. You already have the numbers advantage. Landing in the open was the demise in that round. Now they have, what? Terrible guns to their name. But Dodo Nut might find the timing here. No one's looking! Oh no!
She's patient. There's the
Oh,
flash.
everyone's flashed.
They both fall.
Oh
All of
my
them fall.
gosh.
Down B.
Like the theme of this map has just been robbery. I can't help but feel for FlyQuest. They've played such a good map, and for this to have to go to OT potentially, I mean, it's not a good feeling to have. They know they should have won. That in itself could potentially give them confidence if it does go OT. Now, this is still doable.
Dude, to say it's doable. I mean, maybe. I guess we're gonna have to find out.
Can be. They are doubled up too, so if the massive SR comes here and the trades... Oh, dude, that's what you need!
The massive SR was there!
Oh my gosh.
Dude, you almost manifested that!
It was so close! They end up lining up on accident there, but Starbound really giving it their all. And man, had Dodo actually just kept walking up in that scenario, 100% catches off at least one player. Either the players that are in the open on the actual B site, or Mel. But there's no way you could know. There's no way you could know that.
That goes there.
No, there's no shot.
When you go back and VOD review that,
Goes here.
I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, Dodo is gonna just go the entire way through. Starbound, 24, 13, and 13, doing everything. That
Now, where
triple double.
shop?
Not too shabby.
Cage triggered.
How deep are these teams' playbooks going into this OT? They've shown everything.
Yeah, they've shown so much. Well, this is a different look, though. 3 pushing mid. Nothing to suspect that that's where the play is.
And the timing is perfect.
There's no
Timing
cover
is
on this.
perfect.
They've got to be careful. That trip is not
Bye-bye.
as secure as you might think. Blaze and Saunder just cause havoc. They mow over Shopify. There's the different look we were waiting for.
Oftentimes we speak of teams playing to win. That's one of those moments where they're playing to win. Not fearful of anything. Oh, no way! No way that connected.
You just got to be sure about it, right?
Sixth
Leaving no
sense.
stone unturned. Yeah. And holy smokes, what a play call. It was
Super
perfect
convincing.
timing. Dude, you said it. How deep is the playbook? We saw something that they had not shown us all defensive half. And the timing on that call was perfect. The flawless round to get him to map point again.
One enemy. Flawless.
That was a huge punish.
That goes
I'm wondering in this round for FlyQuest, you had so much success on the B splits. Do you just say, screw it, let's go for it again?
Yeah, you might as well, right? If it ain't broke.
And it looks like they're kind of geared up towards that.
Standing ahead.
I mean,
Cascade mid, and then Dodo not able to isolate this fight towards shop or towards market if there was one, but
see the different layers too. Like Saunders waiting with a flash out in case Dodo gets any type of contact in mid, and then they're all gonna swing, right? So it's just like good gameplay. It all makes sense. This fault line hasn't came out yet for Saunder.
no, she's been holding it. You're right.
Normally in the other half, in regulation time, that stun was used to gain control of certain areas of the map early on, or even to just have SR fall back. And now we're saving it for the hit, so
Take flight.
another different look. A full B hit.
It's not going to connect onto anyone. You still have the trips you're going to have to get through. The first one cleared out. Second one keeping Donut from getting some high ground.
Spam almost comes out.
Almost. Dude, a 5v5 retake for the map, potentially.
Yep.
Freaking ridiculous. Look at Noya's timing. Or excuse me, Starbound's timing.
Starbound could win the round right here. Starbound could win the round right here.
How patient are they?
Oh my gosh!
Oh, they only get one?
No
Oh,
way!
that might be the window that they needed. Dodo not tucking and ducking behind the pillar, getting the kill they need. Once again, it's all gone sideways, but Lace has been good.
Last time she was here, she was 30
good,
HP.
Oh, playing with fire. Health running out, and there's just not enough bullets left in the clip for that. We're gonna go another round.
Oh my gosh. I thought FlyQuest had it in the bag, but Mel, with that 180 or 90-degree flick, that trade on the Starbound saved the entire round. And then Alexis, or sorry, I think it was Sarah, with the spam in the market, getting 2 players of FlyQuest. What a game.
I mean, it's delivered, man. It's delivered. Fitting of a grand final.
I got scared for a second, Doug. I thought this was gonna be a wash after that first map, but I'm happy that FlyQuest is showing life, and we are definitely not counting them out now.
What can Shopify do on this attack side? How do they get through this?
I like that they're actually showing some type of mid presence. It's a good start. And I kind of wish that they would opt to use more of that presence to actually like contact in after the utility is shown.
Yeah. Dodo nut.
Oh my.
What? Still gets what?
She's alive. She's alive.
I thought Dodo was the one who died.
Another one. Oh, that would have been crazy.
Mel's counter.
Saunders
Push that out. Saunders in a really good spot before a step ahead of it, 2 steps ahead of it perhaps. Is this the round where Shopify take the lead for the first time in a really long time?
Great Cove.
Cove cleared. Dart dropped. Floor. Keeping him back. Now ult online. The nade. Oh, it's too close. Oh, it's way too close, but she's going to get the kill anyway. Shopify, map point.
That was a nice read from Flora onto Sonder there. That was a super wide and convincing swing at the same time as Alexis is coming out elbow. No corners untouched. That kill was crazy, by the way, from Dodo. And then the fact that she lived for so long on the actual site, I thought for a second there was a world, but it was just too much of a tough ask.
And now a timeout called from FlyQuest. This close, man. A round away from putting a map on the board, on your map. And then here's the, I don't want to paint a grim picture, but here's the reality of the matter. Yep.
Yeah.
You beat me there. Yeah. Icebox is next. FlyQuest need this map.
And it's a lot of pressure because it is your map pick. You need this. If you're down 2-0 going into Shopify's Icebox, yeah, you can have confidence going into it, but there's going to be doubt in the back of your mind. If I couldn't win on my map, how am I going to beat them on Icebox? No.
That goes there.
There's a lot of pressure on FlyQuest shoulders right now, and sometimes when you take a timeout like that too, Doug, it just builds up.
Yeah, you have a lot of time to think about the fact that you were up 12, what? 12-10, I believe? You had your chances. You had your chances in OT as well, and now it's Shopify who's got the advantage.
It's gonna be it's all gonna go down in mid right now. Oh.
That's not good.
Toxin screen down.
Omen flash, Sky flash, spam from Mel. The IGL picks up another crucial kill.
Right there.
That was on Lace as well.
And so the concern here now is that, again, it's just stay as util. Right now, it's just a wall. I mean, there's no cascade, there's no nothing. Floor's there to contact, and that should be instantly calling the rotates because of the pack mentality they've had. But they haven't invested any of that util yet, so they're just going to tuck out and get away.
Yeah, all this movement's being made on purpose, so Starbound can find this lurk timing on A, and it's working really well.
It's going to be too late, though.
30 seconds left.
I mean, a fight mid?
They're overcooking this. They're overcooking
This
this.
is how it happens? What just one found?
They do have
That's all
sight.
it is.
No, the spam! The Phantoms!
But that's okay. They've got sight. They've gotten the spike down. Starbound can push back into spawn. Starbound with the first. The timing on that's perfect. Not able to connect. Dodona falls.
Oh no.
Is this how the map slips out of their grip?
Oh
It is.
no.
Shopify claw their way back into this. They take Sunset to the surprise of so many.
Defenders win.
What a brutal loss.
Brutal.
I mean,
It's absolutely brutal.
And again, I don't remember exactly what the lead was, but for FlyQuest to be that close for so long, and then for it to slip out of their hands, and now Dre, as you mentioned, Icebox is next, a map that has become Shopify's playground. I mean, mentally as a player, what are you thinking?
I mean, you have no choice now. You have to reset. You have to do whatever it takes to reset and just round by round at this point, because it's such a bad feeling as a player knowing that you had so many different chances to close out that map. I mean, even in regulation, even in OT, the first OT, they were up. They made the great play in mid. They had everything lined up for them. And it just got stolen. It just got stolen away from the mechanics of Mel. I mean, Mel with the 1v3 really saved the entire game.
Yep.
For Shopify. And you can't be letting the IGL of an enemy team do things like that to you. It's crucial to get that.
No. This five-headed beast steals away another map. The mind is a fickle thing.
Yeah.
We'll see if FlyQuest can pull it back. We'll see you guys on the other side of this break.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Mind, body, and soul. Without each, what will I gain? So many try to use me when I help pave a way. But man, that's just life. There ain't really much to say. I'm the one. I know I'm the one. Everybody follow me. The one they all trying to beat. I know that I gotta be. I've been training hard. I'm ready for any rivalry. I lost it all, but kept the fight in me. Now look, I've been laying low, but speak on me and I'ma show up. My squad full of bosses, can't let anybody hoe us. Yeah, my life is sweet, I got the whipping doing donuts. Wanna live like me, well here's the contract you ain't know of. I signed up to grind, I signed up to be the best, man. Chin up when I hustle, I can't focus on the next, man. They said that I gotta work, I said, oh yeah, I'm on it. Cause when it's said and done, we gon' see who really want it. Yeah, who really want it? Who really want it? Getting better and better and only focus on cheddar. Who really want it? Yeah, who really want it? Who really want it? show them when out the water I blow them. Who really want it?
Talk a lot, but I don't see y'all walk a lot. You know?
Fighter is my name, legendary is my aim. Already legendary, y'all know that we ain't the same. Whether sun or rain, ain't nobody else to blame. The life I live is mine, so I control the change. Tell me that I'll lose, tell me y'all don't see my vision. Tell me that I'm no one and I got some competition. I'ma show you what it looks like when you never listen. Open your eyes and pay attention. I'm on a new level. Hell no, I can't settle. Gonna be the best and I'ma show more than I tell you. I am not impressed because you got a little metal. I'm here to take you down and bring the heat like I'm the devil. I can show you light. Yeah, I can show you heaven. I can show you how to win when you think that you're failing. What I tell you, yeah, you gotta work. Yeah, you gotta be on it. Cause when it's said and done, we gon' see who really want it. Yeah, who really want it?
Welcome back, everyone, to the grand finals here for the Verizon NA Game Changers Series 1, where now the scoreline is 2-0 for the side of Shopify Rebellion, taking down FlyQuest Red on Sunset. But this time around, Wyatt, it was so much closer. It has to hurt a lot if you're on the side of FlyQuest, especially when they reached map points several times.
It is so brutal. Series would have been the map where they have their best chance at winning. Lotus was always going to be tough. Sunset, though, big question mark. Shopify banned it against them in their last series. Let it through this time. And it looked like it was going to be to their detriment. After Fly got 6 rounds on the defensive side, I thought they had a really, really big chance of winning when it swapped to attack, because we've previously seen from this comp that they run that their attack sides are the ones where they really rack up rounds. The fact that it just slips out of their grasp in this tragic fashion in OT. Now we're headed to Icebox, where Floor just thrives. Brutal for Fly.
Yeah, I do want to shout out that in both halves, coming off of Effie's timeouts, like, Shopify just went on a little streak. You know, the first half they'd lost 4 in a row in the middle there, where they're going into the 9th round, and Shopify are down 5-3. They won the pistol, so that's why it was looking close. But then they go on to win 3 of 4 and make it a perfectly even half. Like, both halves were perfectly even, and then we got into this OT, which felt like it was going to be able to drag on for forever with how even the game ended up being. But I think actually every single time there was a timeout, you could see Shopify shifting gears just a little bit, you know, setting up for some defensive trap plays that really caused some problems for FlyQuest.
Indeed, I know, Wyatt, at the beginning of the show you were talking about the role of the duelists, but as we saw in that MVP graphic, it wasn't just fluorescent that was popping off. We have to give some credit to Starbound as well.
Starbound played a fantastic game, barely dying. Cypher on this map, you really do have an opportunity to be a standout fragging player, which isn't always the case for Sentinels on many of the maps in the Poolers and Valorant generally, but the way you can navigate, especially around the B site as a Cypher, in my opinion, it just allows you to set up for so many potential kills, and Starbound was taking advantage of that on both sides. A really fantastic performance, but still the narrative, a little bit true. Fluorescent did top frag their team, 26 kills. They won, so I mean, the duelist narrative, duels matter the most, nothing else matters. Utility this, who cares? You know what I mean? It's still about duelists, right? My narrative, please.
Fake. Starbound
I think my
owned
narrative
that
is
map.
dead.
Completely fraudulent analysis. We don't buy it whatsoever. No, like, honestly, like, it's still such a heartbreaker to me because FlyQuest end up losing that game, but that was just an absolute masterclass on Cypher. You're talking a lot about how you can play so well defensively around that B site, but also Starbound on attack, whether that's going to be Cypher lurks finding picks through mid, which I don't feel like we saw a ton of, but there are a few times they allowed Starbound to look for a lurk through A into elbow, or even when they're in a post plant situation, allowing Starbound to look for an aggressive push forward, and they're almost always being able to find kills off of that. I think that's where a lot of the round wins actually came from. It wasn't just Starbound getting these kills all around the map pointlessly, you know, unimportant frags. It was like very important late round situations where they were getting multiple kills to secure it.
I know, Wyatt, that we are beating this duelist narrative to death, but at the beginning of the show, we also talked about how Sonder, having been a duelist before, has been so clutch for this team. And we certainly saw that on this map as well with her utility usage on Breach.
Yeah, production demanded that I talk about a non-duelist player or I'll actually be fired mid-broadcast. So I'm going to talk about Sonder, who frankly hasn't been talked about perhaps enough, just generally in this GC series. I love what they were doing with the Breach, especially on the attack side. There were so many of these. I mean, look at what Floor had to do to get out of that trap. Like, some of the craziest mid-stun satchel movement you'll see. But I love how Fly were integrating the Breach into this comp, really effectively using the stuns to try and catch players out on attack. They were trying to gain some space using the harbor walls, pushing up, using the cove to cut off one angle, stunning the other one, catching players. This play here, swinging through the cove with the stun into back sight on one of those pivotal late rounds in the game that could have, you know, it felt like this was the time where Fly was going to win. I believe they did win that round, and then it still slipped away. But I thought that aspect of the game, how they integrated the position, what Sonder was doing there, was very... I wanted to give Sonder some credit, as I don't think she's been getting as much of it these days playing Initiator as when she was playing Duelist previously, but it's still mega impactful.
Yeah, and real quick before we dive into maps and get ready for Icebox, Shopify Rebellion also showing a great half on their defensive side. Mel with that crazy paranoia, that 1v3. Shopify Rebellion just really coming through.
Yeah, I think Shopify showed a few really solid retakes as well, but to me, it was the shifts in how they played coming out of the timeouts that I loved from Effie's, oftentimes looking for very aggressive stack fights, either at round start, you know, playing one side aggressively when they have a Viper's Pit in A main, or like in OT, they're in the mid round taking 5 players to fight out into mid. It was those types of moves to try and catch FlyQuest before they were going into their execute that I think were very effective for them consistently.
Well, now we're going to be diving into Icebox, and their backs are against the wall. FlyQuest Red, it is do or die time as we are at match point for the side of Shopify Rebellion. It's just such a shame that Sunset didn't go their way, because now we're going into Icebox, and Shopify Rebellion always looking good here, Wyatt.
Yeah, they kicked off their main event here, winning a 13-0 on Icebox, and Floor died once. It's hard to feel that this is where FlyQuest begin the comeback. Hopefully me saying that is a curse, and they will, but it's not feeling the best for the Fly Bros, right? The Fly Bros among us, like myself, who want to see FlyQuest win. Not looking good, Ender.
Yeah, look, we gotta lay all the cards out on the table, because then when the FlyQuest miracle reverse sweep happens, it'll be that much sicker, because this is a map that just yesterday FlyQuest lost, the only map they lost versus Decimate. Now granted, Zan on the Reyna put a 28 bomb up against them, and the comp they're going against here, a little bit more normal, but FlyQuest are going to have to make some serious adaptations to deal with that, because this is the map that Fluorescent is just an actual demon. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. The way Fluorescent plays around the A side of the map in particular, or re-swinging into fight lines in B main from up on yellow, like, there's nothing like it. This is Fluorescent's best map, best agent, and you must overcome that to get the privilege of playing another game here. Good luck, FlyQuest.
It all comes down to this. It's 2-0 right now in this best of 5 grand finals. Will Shopify Rebellion, the current reigning North American champions, be able to complete the 3-0, or can FlyQuest begin that reverse sweep? Doug and Baby Bay, over to you.
Thank you, Sue. The ever important question, and honestly, for Fly Bros, there's not a whole lot to be excited about and a lot to rejoice about, because as the desk put together, Dre, we're heading to Icebox.
Yeah.
Bad things happen when you play Shopify on Icebox.
Yeah, and not only because you're playing against Shopify, but they actually also lost Icebox yesterday. So, and it was off of Zan having a dominant performance. And I mean,
yeah,
if Zan can do it, I mean, I for sure Floor can do it. And I really like this Shopify comp. I love the stuff that they were doing with the coves and Floor dashing onto that A site. And on the opposite side, FlyQuest run a little bit more of a standard comp, which is still very good. But if Shopify plays around that dagger very well, it can be outplayed. So just off the start here, it looks like it is going to be an early B fight for Shopify. And they're all baiting for Floor, who's just sitting in that back yellow, holding the mid to B split. Oh,
Dude,
Floor's going to go crazy right here.
Yep. There was the first. Sarah's joining in with it. I thought for a moment they were able to disrespect the harbor wall, so it wasn't going to matter, but the spam out and then Floor's positioning was so nice. They're hunting, dude. They're prowling. It's a pack mentality.
I mean...
And I don't...
Oh, wait. Oh, wait.
Oh. Just four. Shopify get the pistol.
I know I've been hyping up a lot of the Shopify players as we should be, but Starbound has probably had one of the best series in this tournament.
Yes.
Going off, even in that pistol, getting 4, like potentially bringing it back. That was actually, I don't even know how Floor even saw Starbound there because it looked like Starbound was tucked.
Yeah, it looked like she was around the angle.
So that trade was,
that was wild.
Like, I mean, maybe if Floor is like a centimeter to the left, not able to see Starbound, but that's what it's been coming down to on some of these rounds between these two teams. It's been so down to the wire. And Shopify looked like they had such a hard read on that pistol. I don't know. I don't know, man. Good prep, I guess.
It's not a great start. All right. You know Floor is there. Aggressive angle.
Yeah.
Second round. There's a good chance there's either a Marshall or an Outlaw. Do you still push into this?
I like when Jet players decide to disrespect the KO knife.
Yeah.
Because a lot of teams expect, oh, enemy Jet got knife. They're going to move. They're going to rotate.
Right.
Maybe go to the other site potentially. But when you sit there and you really challenge, it makes it even more oppressive for teams because now, okay, yeah, the knife hit, but we got to invest more into pushing that duelist off. I don't think Floor's going to clear this.
Nope.
Clean.
Nice little 2-tap. I thought for a second Dodo was the one in trouble, but the position was perfect the entire time.
30 seconds left.
That's one way to punish a duelist.
Yeah, no kidding.
Now they have that Outlaw. Oh, and the dart connected. Oh,
Here's the Outlaw.
This isn't good.
Perfect. No, it's not. Perfectly found. The potential of the Thrifty on the cards unless Shopify can stabilize, and it does not look like it's going to be the case. Melanoia left alone.
Oh my
Big
gosh.
pushing through the wall. The Classic connects. A Thrifty round to tie us up at 1.
Gun here.
As I'm speaking about how much I like when Jets decide to stay. Floor just not understanding that Dodonut got pushed all the way up into that jail area. And that kill alone, putting the Outlaw in the hands of Starbound, who's been having a crazy series, including last map.
Yeah, you were mentioning that earlier. Starbound has been very impressive.
Don't want that. The Outlaw's so good. And now you have it going into this round too. This is so good for you. Should be free kills.
Should be. There they go. One was found. That's the ult online for Starbound.
So much of the talks of playing against Shopify is don't make mistakes. Don't give them the opportunities. But now we're seeing the opposite of Shopify actually making a crucial mistake.
Yeah.
One enemy remaining.
The question is, where does the punish come in, and how long can you continue to snowball this and punish? Because as we were talking about in the previous map, Shopify have this like weird tendency to pull rounds out of hats. So I think for VALORANT, yes, Shopify made a massive mistake. You stay double down, you stay buttoned up, and I think you can really punish this on a map that you shouldn't necessarily be getting an advantage on.
Yeah, taking that round and running away with it is what you want. And
right,
they were in a similar spot on I think, was it Lotus, where they ecoed, and then on their bonus, kind of trolled when they had the Outlaw. So like, I hope that they let Starbound cook a little bit here, try to take some of these fights, at least get a leg shot or a body shot on a somebody from Shopify, instead of going for like a full 5 hit.
Yep.
Allow your guns to do some work. I mean, you have such a good buy going into this. And the KJ ult, I like the way they're playing, but
they're starting to clear out some of that mid utilities too. They have to understand that's where the push is coming from, and it's fast. Shopify there to agree.
Oh.
Yep.
Spike down mid.
Some of that spam coming
One
through
enemy remaining.
is nice, but it's all just a tease.
Yeah. I feel like something that FlyQuest can really work on, and just in the future in general, or even if they take a time out and try to make the adaptation, and maybe for next half, is on these bonus rounds, maybe just trying to cook up something a little bit better. But oh, this timing from Blaze is actually perfect. Oh my gosh!
Standing ahead.
No way! Oh, I can't believe Sarah swung and took that fight.
30 HP.
Oh my goodness, Lace almost did
They
that.
demand a fight. Who are we to disobey?
Just imagine, Doug, if they take their time with everybody when everybody's alive, right? Look at how much of an opening Lace was able to have.
Enemy remaining.
I really want them to work more on prodding somebody into the sights on those rounds.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe we'll see it here with Starbound on the up. Attack up. 5th round. This is not something you see every day.
No, but you feed the hot hand. And Starbound has a hot hand right now.
Starbound has to be the one taking these first engagements with the op, though. I need to see more aggression with this op, especially with the way that Shopify plays, like this kind of using util off a contact style.
Oh, that's really aggressive. Oh, and Lace gets one with the ult. That 1-2 punch was way too much
really
for
good.
Alexis. Yeah.
And then they cut noise. Just have the op post. I like this. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, no way. I thought she was dead. But Noya plays her life, gets the kill, stays alive. It's a temporary reset on the round. Floor 1 from Blades. Starbound still with the op, repositioning, trying to find an angle.
This op should get
that they
so
can
much
hold.
value.
There's the one smoke. Literally the only smoke they had.
Headshot.
Floor's positioning, aggressive, one found.
So aware.
Nailed them.
Oh my god.
This is getting uncomfortably close.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
there it
Viper
is. I
volleys.
was wondering what the layer was. Yeah, because there's no way they were going to play that far off. There's still not enough time. There's not enough time. A stalemate between the two jets. The kills come through, but the round goes to favor the attack.
Perfect post-plant scenario for FlyQuest, even though they all go down. When you take out both smokes, that op gets even more value, and that's how you saw Noya just get picked off. That singular jet smoke fading while the retake is coming through.
So FlyQuest take the lead. An Outlaw still in the hands of Starbound. 10-3 on the attack side for the Killjoy. Outrageous.
Having a heck of a game.
Yeah. Waiting out the dart. I like this from Donut.
And just having that op presence alone, it just changes the way that you have to play the defense.
Oh, for sure.
You're kind of scared to peek certain things, and that's actually what ended up having Donut find that timing onto site with the Sova ult. When your op peaks certain angles, it gives you the confidence to be able to walk up into that space and be more ready for a passive player that's holding from maybe backside or something like that.
Well, and I think on the other side of the coin, you wouldn't be expecting the jet to be contacting up.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's just not what you would expect. That's on the floor. And that was really the last weapon they had. They're all going to crumble.
Oh my gosh. Just jet things. Just jet things. Man.
That was pretty out from Donut.
It feels so good to be able to watch Jets on Icebox again. I know a lot of people out there were like, ah, Icebox. But when you have the Jet on that A side of the map, it's always chaos and so many different things you can do, so many different elevations you can get on. And when you have the knives as well, it's kind of just like a playground in that area.
Yeah, it really is. And we've seen some historic moments on that site.
Yeah.
The timeout caught from Shopify just 6 rounds in on the map. A map that they have made their own multiple times throughout this tournament.
And I feel like we should make a bet of if Shopify win this round out of the timeout, how many rounds are they going to win after that? Are they going to win the half out?
Yeah.
Like, because that's what we've seen every time Effie's calls a timeout. Shopify just like, they just wake up. Okay, time to try. It's almost like it just takes a couple of those rounds of just losing for Effie's to download an entire team. So far, FlyQuest has been playing a really great icebox attack, all off of that eco round win.
Yeah, they really haven't looked back since then.
And this,
even then, that eco round win was pretty.
Yeah, it was. FlyQuest aren't playing like as antsy, I would say, as I've seen them play in the past, and I think that's working to their advantage. Like taking their time, getting players like Dodonut pushed up on that eco round and just holding while they show presence elsewhere, waiting for any mistakes and punishing the mistakes that Shopify make. Because even though Shopify is such a dominant team, no one is truly perfect, and people make mistakes. I mean, round by round.
Yeah.
Look at how aggressive Donut is.
You got to do it if you're the Jet.
Yeah.
They've taken a lot of space. They've invested the Saunders ult, and now they have a site.
And they have the Molly primed and ready for the KJ ult retake, but does this KJ ult come from screen or heaven?
Yeah, that's what's tough, man. Trying to figure out where it's coming from. Do you have the protocols to deal with it?
Oh, they're ready for it. They're ready for it.
A few steps ahead. They're waiting us out a little bit. Now repositioning.
Yeah, might as well play out now. Don't need to play it anymore.
Sarah. Oh, Sarah's up top. Donut down low.
Oh.
The numbers their way. No, and Alexis
remaining.
Oh my gosh.
quietly trying to put this thing back. It's on Alexis now. A 1v3. You hear the Outlaw shooting through. Lace gets the kill. Another round for FlyQuest on the other side of a timeout from Effie's.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
All
that
of a
is
sudden,
surprising.
Yep. All of a sudden, a different narrative is being made. And I like how FlyQuest is playing this. I didn't really agree with them staying into the site, but they showed me wrong. Because at the end of the day, they had Starbound playing in that heaven area as the win con in case anything else went south. This op or martial presence has been a lot.
My ult is ready.
It's been making Shopify play a lot more passive. And that's opening up the site hits from FlyQuest, and it's just looking so clean. Something else I want to note as well is that FlyQuest has picked the right site, I think, about almost every round other than Pistol.
Yeah. Yeah, they've had a couple of really good guesses on what site to hit. You're right. It's a deep wall. They've taken a lot of space. Thea's gonna get the spike down. Look at the layers, man. You've got two mollies that were there.
Yeah,
they're now gone.
Yeah, they keep throwing them a little bit too early.
Yeah, but then also, I wondered if Thea was gonna go ahead and drop the pit right off the bat, but it seems like they're trying to play on site.
How did Dodonut die, by the way?
I'm not sure. It is just pistols.
Say it ain't so.
No.
Say it ain't so.
Flora has a weapon. It is planted.
Oh, that cove is big.
Half?
Oh.
Half? They can stick this. Oh, that's big from Thea!
Just play bomb.
8 bullets. The spam through!
Oh no.
They did it again!
Oh no, Doug.
Dude, that's such a miserable spot for Thea to be in because no matter what, as soon as you spam, you're gonna get traded. She had a Vandal. There was no way to conceal that. And that's exactly what Floor played into. As soon as the spam came out from Thea at the end, it was an easy pop back from Floor.
And the op working against FlyQuest in that scenario.
Wow.
Just a bit of a blunder misplay running in way too early. And honestly, if Starbound would have just broken that cove with the op, yeah, it's not ideal.
Oh, that was an op in the hands of Floor.
Uh-oh.
Starbound read her like a book. Wow. And so that massive investment that they continue to put in the hands of their Killjoy pays off once more.
They're in a really good spot right now, especially because this Viper ult is down. That Viper has to stay in that A side of the map, and you'll know very fast just from audio alone if the Viper leaves that pit.
That wall goes up, and you imagine that the rotation is going to come through for Mel here soon.
This 1-2 punch from Dodo Nut and Starbound has been insane.
I love this Reckoning right now. Look at all the time that Mel is getting. There's so much space she's able to take.
Not down.
No. They're still having to clear all this utility.
Uh-oh.
And now with 35 seconds left, you have to ask the question, do you flip the map?
How
do you rotate
many?
back? She has to hear that. She has to hear all of that.
How many can
Feeling
Mel
the
get?
pressure, trying to take a step back. One is found, the spike hits the ground. And now they've reset. It's been chaotic. Do they go back? Donut's still on B.
Oh
it seems
my
like that's what they're going to
gosh.
try to do. But I don't... Are they going to have enough time? 10 seconds?
10 seconds left.
To get the spike down? That's a long alley.
They have time?
I don't think they
it's
got
late.
it. I don't think they got it.
Spike planted.
Oh my
No
gosh,
way.
they got it. But it's not going to matter. Because as the spike goes down in the narrowest of moments, the kills erupt for the defense.
My ultimate is ready.
Starbound gets their one. But they have to save the op. Holy smokes, what a round.
My gosh, and
Remember, your weapon
I don't
is
know.
only
They
a
spent
tool.
those extras. I didn't even think the bomb was gonna be able to get down. They took an extra second to plant like on that little corner of the actual site instead of just doing the usual default plan. I think it created too much chaos. Maybe just go for the safe option next time.
Spike planted. One.
I wish we could have seen how close that was because that felt...
I was down to the wire.
Yeah. Oh.
Standing ahead.
And so Shopify steal another one away. An aggressive dart and an angle taken from Flora with the op. Remember last time Starbound got the best of her. Op found now.
Should be another free KJ on this A site. What kind of post plan are we gonna see this time? Are we gonna see maybe everybody playing back this time? Is this are they trying to fake? No, they're not trying to fake.
Alarm bot out. Alarm bot down.
Just cover their bases.
That KJ turret being
alarm bot?
broken was really early, by the way.
Yeah, that was instant.
Oh, this should be a free kill. Oh, the timing is so weird.
Almost gets a collat. Mel falls. I thought there was going to be more. Alexis is down to 5
my
HP.
gosh.
And Starbound puts it between her eyes. Wait, you did see all three. You've got to know that they're there. Laser life stays away. Laced with the dart. Noya tucking. They're behind her. They're behind her, yeah. Noya's positioning there was beautiful. And now Sarah's going to get some space too.
Last player standing.
Soft angle might just be enough. Oh, that dart!
Dodo on the 1v2.
One enemy
Sarah
remaining.
not able to hold it. Not able to get it to half. Dodo note with the Red Bull clutch for FlyQuest.
Wow. I mean, the fact that that round was even close, though.
Yeah,
After these two kills, yeah, it just makes you feel like, how did that happen? And Noya actually made sound on the screen of Starbound, but it was just a little too late. And those shots at the end were crispy. Again, the 1-2 punch, kind of taking things into their own hands. Here we go.
Another op for Floor, another op for Starbound.
Fast mid play. This spot can be so oppressive. Just breaking that early turret alone is oppressive.
They're doing such a good job, FlyQuest are finding where this op is early.
Yeah.
They know they've lost Kitchen at this point. Is there going to be a fight?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's patient.
The patience
Noya's
is key.
so
The
patient!
patience is key.
Noya gets them all!
That was Viper's pit, too.
But if this map, as this series has shown us anything, it's that no round is ever safe. And so with that in mind, Lace and Starbound push forward. with the daunting task before them. They have to scoop up the spike. They still have to get it down. All right, never mind.
Surely.
They're not getting that. They're not
Surely.
getting that.
There's always a world. I mean, imagine Starbound goes for this peak, gets a collat.
You're selling too much.
I am.
You're selling way too much.
I definitely am.
30 seconds left. Bomb grenade out.
And so we're going to have some time to talk through why that was successful.
Yeah. This mid to B came out. But honestly, FlyQuest is kind of lucky they didn't get punished in the actual window itself, right? You had like
They
two
almost
players.
did by Mel, yeah.
You had 2 players from SR just primed and ready for that B split. And then Noya having the heads up awareness. When you're in that position and you're kind of alone on site, you do one of 2 things. You either play very, very aggressive in that B main area, or like around like yellow, or even pushed up in B main. Or you have the option to go back and do something like that and wrap around mid and hold.
Don't waste your fire.
So finding the perfect timing amongst all the chaos of the enemy team, and I mean just clean shots there. So snappy. And she didn't really have to worry about that B main area whatsoever because the turret was primed and ready, posted on it that entire time. So
yeah, you're right.
That's probably what influenced the decision of making that play to flank late.
That's such a deep wall.
Drone doesn't see op this time.
No. Knife dodge too.
Flash and dart will come out the side of FlyQuest right here. Is it enough?
Oh my gosh, you almost hit that.
Really good timing though from FlyQuest. I like how drilled they are on taking that space.
Yeah, I mean, so it was the drone, and then it was the flash, and then it was the dart, and it was the knife.
And the swing at the same time.
Yeah, you're right.
From Dodo, because Dodo's aware that if a Jet's ever in any of those positions, they're either playing anti in the first place, or they might just turn, right? And that little split-second timing of fluorescent turning gained all the space for Dodo. And again, we're seeing this play where they're depositing the duelist, working another spot of the map, and maybe they'll lean back again.
Here.
It's so hard for Shopify because they're aware that there's been an op on this attacking side most of the rounds. So
yeah.
It's hard to want to get info. Like you kind of have to use utility, and that makes it obvious what your setup is. And if you use your body on the flip side, you just die right to the op. So
right, yeah, it's a bad situation to be in,
tough.
right? It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Both shocks through. Dodo Nut with blades. They're so paranoid about a late lurk A that Mel is still holding it.
It's all that conditioning from previous rounds.
Yeah, you're right. Lace has ult. Right on cue.
And they're gonna flash off the chaos.
Dodo Nut falls. They can push more. Tucked behind the harbor wall. There it is. Right on cue. Floor gets one with the op. The spam connects. Starbound can do nothing, and they're going to drop the op this time. They're not able to save it, but it doesn't matter. No other choice there.
Switching sides.
A 6-6 half, and what a ferocious comeback at the end for Shopify. 4 of the last 5 their way.
Back and forth, back and forth. Has been the story of these last 2 maps so far. Both teams are playing very, very well right now. This is very high level Valorant.
Again, fitting of a grand final.
It's insane.
What is the adjustment? I mean, what?
Yeah.
How do you reset from that and just
insane.
turn eyes to the next half?
I just want to point out there's a Hero Deagle light armor on floor right now. Investing a lot into floor. As you should. His first fight.
Enemy kill.
Dodo! Getting Noya.
No armor there. Yeah, no armor on Dodo. I mean, you've got to expect value out of this setup for floor, right?
Dodo's playing perfect right now.
A second one. The potential on the third will not connect.
Spike down A.
But how do you match the firepower that's been left before you? A quick little refilling from Mel as soon as Floor takes a step back. Mel goes forward, Thea falls, and it's all on floor now. 70 HP, 4 bullets, 3 targets. Health is a commodity too. Lace and Sandra have both taken damage. Ooh, what a response from FlyQuest. In the big investment, it's Dodonut who saves the day.
Dodonut played that round near perfect.
Yeah.
Getting one on top pipes, getting out, and then finessing this dart. I mean, that's really great and confident jet play right there.
Things we love to see.
And Starbound again on the Outlaw. Wow, this is a really light investment from FlyQuest. They're super confident they're going to win this round. You have a Deagle, a Ghost, a Stinger, and then you have a Marshall and an Outlaw.
I wonder if it's probably a combination. Yeah, they think they can win it, but also you want to get that op online as soon as you can, right?
It has been the recipe of success for them on this map so far.
Yeah.
And that's on attack. So just imagine what you can do on defense with an op. I will say, though, this Harbor Viper comp, it is mainly geared towards trying to not get op. Like, that's the whole point of this comp, is to use all those walls to gain space and make it hard for the enemy team to get op kills. But we've already seen Dodonut playing in front of the wall, understanding where the dart's going to be landing behind her.
There's a Marshall found.
Outplaying.
Spike down.
What a good pop flash swing. If we're already seeing things like that.
Eco frags are nice.
How does Floor get some of these kills, I swear. This is just prime positioning right now for Dodo. You're already so close to your jet knives. If you get one more kill or die here, next round, all you have to do is just go for the orb with a dart that lands on belt. Maybe a KO flash as well, so you can't get punished. And you have jet knives going into a gun round for SR.
One enemy remaining.
Ace, ace.
She was playing.
10 seconds left.
She was playing there to try to get the kill. The ace comes through. The iBuyPower ace for Dodonut. All off of the Marshall. We talked so much about the Outlaw. I don't think it shot a single bullet. It was all Dodonut the whole time.
You're 100% correct. And having
That was a nice flash.
yeah, that pop flash play is sick. But having your jet have knives into this round and you have an outlaw, if you tag anybody up, you can knife them in the foot if you want. And they're dead. And look, now Lace all of a sudden has the Marshall. Now you actually have a pretty decent buy going into this round. And you're getting aggressive here with the outlaw behind you. Oh,
Get a lot of,
this is huge!
So aggressive! That's the first gun down!
Placing swarm grenade.
Floors dropped, the tip of the spear has been blunted.
Oh my gosh.
Here.
But that's enough damage for Starbound to now get a one-shot onto Mel, or even one of the Marshals, right? Even, oh no! A deadly mistake!
Another excellent start for FlyQuest that could potentially be squelched. Never out of a round.
That was such a costly error.
Where do they go from here? I see Sonder testing the water, see if there's anything left B. And
They do have the weaponry to post on these heaven angles and all this stuff, but what can they do about the mollies? They have no smokes.
And they also don't have a ton of time.
Oh, look at the mollies, right? This is
What's that, 4 bits of utility and
shock
half a
darts
second?
next. This is hard.
Yeah, the nano, the spit,
Wait
all
a
of
second.
One enemy remaining.
No,
Oh my
there's
gosh.
not enough here. There's not enough here. Nicely done. And so with that, a little bit of damage was dealt from FlyQuest. Actually, a considerable amount of damage. Because now they have the op back online for the defense. It goes into the hands of Dodonut.
Yeah.
And it's not a great buy for the attack. It's not great for Shopify.
One enemy remaining.
FlyQuest had a really good chance of actually winning this round until that kill in mid happened.
Swarm grenade.
Thea going down there not only delays because you don't have that, it not only doesn't delay because you don't have that AWOL to be brought up, but it also ended up kind of biting them in the butt for the retake. And your solo smokes like that, it's tough going down.
Poison's off.
I get it though, because if you break that turret, it can open up a late flank.
Yeah, for sure.
Super aggressive.
I suggest you move.
Reckoning invested. They're going to push the pace on this. That spit timing is really nice. Feeling a lot of the pressure while Sarah gets space backside.
Oh,
Mel has to be careful. She's getting hunted. She's dead. Look at those walls sectioning off and dissecting B.
oh, Dodona saw floor.
Did she?
Yeah, I saw the barrel, but it doesn't matter.
But she didn't see Sarah. Saunders there. Now they gotta understand.
Oh.
The comms have to come through. They're still one back Snowman. Flora left to wreak havoc on the side while Alexis and Noya hold the line.
Oh.
Starbound falls. Saunders inevitable. We're tied at 8.
See why Shopify likes using the harbor on this map. It allows you to take all of that snowman area and have a crossfire from yellow. And Thea just getting caught out at these awkward timings. Shopify's punishing that, and that's a pretty advantageous spot for the most part when you are the Viper, I would say. We do see a lot of teams hold a solo Viper on that yellow.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Sam really made a name for himself playing in that area. In the big leagues. But I think she just took that little sidestep a little too early. Maybe you just need to be more patient in that spot and just hold the angle. Let them walk into your crosshair because, I mean, Shopify doesn't have a flash to push you off that angle, so you really can.
You can just hold.
Yeah, you can. You really can just hold and at least make it a 1-for-1. At the very least.
Yeah, get yours and then, you know, maybe get out or fall, but at least you've dealt a little bit of damage. You're right. That's a tough spot to be in. Jovi calling a timeout for FlyQuest. Tied at 8 apiece.
Turret out.
And maybe not to the same degree as Sunset, but a similar story in that it feels like FlyQuest is definitely in the fight.
Yeah.
But they're struggling to put him away. We'll see
These
if they
last
can
two
pull it
games
off.
have been great.
They have.
Super
but
competitive.
they've just, that's the problem though. Can they close? Can they take the map? Can they convert?
Yeah.
Here.
A Guardian for Lace. The spam through. Nothing quite tagged yet.
Oh.
That's a great start if you're Shopify.
Oh, Floor's about to just do some crazy things here, I believe. Yeah. Oh, Dash just ran out.
All good. Didn't see it. There was the crazy things you were talking about.
One enemy
They
remaining.
swing back sight. They destroy FlyQuest. And that should be the round.
In this comp that Shopify's playing, if you don't get an early first blood and like disrupt the actual hit, once the hit comes through, I mean, you see how hard it is. There's so many different layers of walls and mollies that are being thrown. There's a dart. Floor is dashing. Not that round, but might actually have ended up working to her benefit. Not dashing into top gen that time because there's 3 people backside primed and ready for that.
And that's such a similar hit to what we saw. I mean, that pathing is so similar to what we saw 2 days ago.
Yeah. It's so strong. Like you know what's gonna happen, but you just get smothered on that site with all that utility.
Yeah.
Now you have Sovault and Jet Knives online for Shopify, and also I want to point out the economy of Shopify right now. I'm seeing players sitting on 7K, so
They have so much money.
they're very healthy. Oh, just Floor on 7K, but still.
That's 7K after the buy.
Yeah.
Dude, you're right. They're so rich.
Buy shorties for the squad. You know what I mean?
You might as well hand them out, right?
Starbomb with
You
top.
get a shorty.
Starbomb with top.
And that was their success on the attack side. This flash is really nice. Over the top of the orb, so Dodo can take an angle there.
Poison's off.
That's a really early cascade to try to stop the actual tube peak, but no one's there. Lycos is super proactive into this round, breaking mid turret early on and then re-clearing the B space. Jump spot gets the info too. Daya just needs to tuck here and just hold that off angle like I was talking about. And they have a crossfire too.
Mm-hmm. I think the question is, they may not have a flash, but is there a shock? Is
she
there
needs
a
to be
spit?
She needs to be telling somebody, yo, break my dart, because that's gonna scan. Well, it doesn't scan though.
Was it a little too far away? There's the shock. There's the flash. Daya takes some damage,
Don't
and now
panic,
the knife
don't
too.
panic. Just hold.
Spit. She's patient.
Oh, she's panicking. It doesn't matter. As I say that, Dodonut picks up that off angle that I was talking about.
Yeah. A little bit of help, a little bit of reinforcements.
This is crazy that Alexis is just in this box.
Now, what's the cue for her to move? Once they make some noise, do they go? Because Alexis can't hear anything right now. Oh, she's heard
Now
that.
she hears everybody right now.
Oh, she's heard them both.
Oh. And they're coming back, B!
It's a beautiful insertion, and now the Cove to protect. The swing out, but she falls.
10 seconds
With
left.
10 seconds left.
They're gonna run at her.
Tap. It's a tap. Are they gonna get back in time? Spike going down. So does Sarah.
Whoa.
Sonder with another. Oh, almost gets a third through the wall. 2v3. Mel one away from Pit. Op still in the hands of Starbound. They can toggle behind that wall.
Out of charges.
What's the gas situation for Mel? It's got to be close.
Here.
Noya here close. Wall goes up. Starbound out of the round for now. The turret to provide a little bit of cover. Oh, she lands it onto Mel. Noya has to do it on her own. The swing on the first, a tap of the Vandal. Shoulder thrown. Just the narrowest. And they're going to get the kill. The defuse comes through and we're tied again.
It's so crazy. It was a great round. Start of the round from Shopify. Getting Alexis all the way pushed up. But then taking the 1v1 against Daya. That one kill was so pivotal in the round. Sonder with these clean shots in mid. Wow.
Yep.
I got kind of worried in that 3v2. Like, yeah, you have the numbers game, but sometimes having an op on the retake can be a detriment.
Yeah, it almost makes it worse. You're right. You become so one-dimensional in your attempt.
I like that Starbound was the one that got on bomb there and Lace covered, because if you whiff that off shot, it's over.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I was waiting for that flash that came through, but Alexis was there to punish.
I really enjoy the way FlyQuest plays the maps that they play. Like when it looks good, it looks great, because the previous round they dry swung mid, broke the turret. This round they were aware that SR might be holding for that, so they have the pop flash, right? And it doesn't work out, but the idea is there.
Oh, they're dry here. You got Sonder, but I don't think you're expecting a second. Never mind. Lace falls. Once again, the round gets out of hand for FlyQuest.
Yeah. I would love to see a stat of how many times SR wins the round when they're up 4v5.
Oh, floor aggressive, dashing forward. Daya falls. Starbound's on the trade. Oh my goodness, that was disgusting.
Op doesn't shoot that fast. Maybe old chamber meta. We would have seen something crazy. FlyQuest are playing this map so much like that old chamber meta as well, but with a Killjoy.
They really are.
You have the jet that creates all that havoc and pandemonium on site hits or even on the attacking, like first bloods, right? Just trying to go for a first pick, and then you have the op posted on the other side of the map. So reminiscent of that old meta. Starbound's making this KJ look like a duelist, like that old chamber as well. Oh.
Knives off. Oh. Gosh, that's perfect.
She's gonna cook.
She's not done. She's not done. She's gone hunting 3. The dash across for the 4th. Not able to land the ace, but that's all right. That's gonna end up on Reddit anyway.
That was nuts.
Spike planted.
The first shot alone was insane. So fast. It was insta. Shopify showed a different look this time around, waiting for the A utility and then exploding right after.
Here.
Just ridiculous.
Shopify's mental is so impressive. Like they They're never out of it.
Yeah.
They truly give it their all till the very last round.
And I think you can make a similar argument and discussion for FlyQuest because, man, we've seen a lot of fight out of that squad.
Yeah. I mean, they have had a great map so far against Shopify, who have looked insane on this, but now we're seeing FlyQuest struggle with dealing with these the star power of Fluorescent. And we saw Zand in their previous series also have a 28 kill game with a win. Similar scoreline, 13-9 it was for the last time they played this map. So it seems like they do struggle against these main duelists on their defensive side. Maybe they have to play in better spots that can more so punish the entries of Floor and not give the early first bloods. Maybe that's the adaptation that's about to be made from Jovi with this FlyQuest roster, because so far these last couple of rounds they've been getting picked apart. And I don't blame them for going for these aggressive plays still, because it worked so well early on in the half. But now they're getting punished back to back.
And regardless of what the conversation is for Jovi and for FlyQuest right now, it is the last opportunity. That's the last timeout burned.
Yeah.
And Shopify are potentially 2 rounds away from wrapping this thing up and sending everyone home early. The tough thing is, if it does end this way, it's not indicative of how good FlyQuest have played.
Yeah, they looked really good. If this does end up being a 3-0, I mean, it just as easily could have been a 3-2 or anything like that. They could have won.
Yeah.
Last map 100%.
Could have won Sunset. Yeah, for sure. And they've put up an incredible fight on Icebox. But Shopify pulling away late, now up 2 rounds. A must-win gun round for FlyQuest. The series hangs in the balance.
This A hit is going to be so hard to hold because this Harbor ult's going to come out. But Starbound, if Starbound's able to get one here, and get out and use the KJ ult,
huge,
massive.
Or they tag. Harbor wall goes up. Op sits on the sideline for now. Does Floor go? Does Floor go?
I don't think so.
For now.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So if they don't do anything about that alarm bot, they're going to lose the pit.
The double flank.
Alexis is expecting the flank.
Oh my gosh.
And it was a little wide. Now Sarah's there to try to do what her teammate could not. Oh, it's Floor!
No way!
Did she just
30 seconds
how did she even get there?
She just jumped off of heaven. Full jump. She didn't even have a dash. She had no dash, Doug.
Holy smokes, what a play. Just when it looked like FlyQuest had a lead. Well, okay.
One enemy remaining.
Okay. Okay. Mel
9 seconds left.
with 9 seconds left.
Wow.
Bullets flying by. Mel falls. Lace gets 3 on the round. FlyQuest get to 10. Dude, that round alone was such a good description of what these last 2 maps have been.
Yeah. FlyQuest played that so intelligent, especially Starbound getting off a site there, not committing the ult screens, because they knew that Harbor ult was gonna come out and they were gonna push screens if that KJ ult went down there. So doing that ult in heaven, it's a lot safer. It's a lot easier to hold that. No one really is gonna push you heaven into that one choke. So great heads up awareness from FlyQuest, and then to even have the extra layer of that Sova ult coming in while the flank is happening. I mean, they set that round up and knew the reactions of Shopify.
Yeah.
It was really, really nice.
There's a fight about to happen. Long Mel falls.
Another kill from aggression on the B side of the map. Mel going down this time.
And Mel was trying to explore past the wall, but FlyQuest was holding it.
Oh yeah, has to use KJ ult.
I mean, they have so much money.
To.
Yeah, all right. Invested. Time bought. Sarah falls. That's a big fadeaway kill too, man. Alexis trying to do what she can to keep them back. 2 are going to fall. Noy and Floor left alone. It's just one.
Full 4!
Is this it? Is this how this goes? Decides not to hunt. Just drops the molly.
Bomb grenade out.
Oh my God.
Starbound has an op. Switches it for a Vandal.
Placing
Time
swarm
is
grenade.
everything.
Molly hit?
Swarm grenade out.
It looks short. Oh, it's short! But it doesn't matter. The Red Bull clutch comes through for Noya. Shopify Rebellion on series point.
Match point.
Once we win, just
Oh
don't
my
let everyone
gosh.
I'll fix it up.
Oh my gosh, Doug.
Swarm grenade out.
Wow.
I had to focus for a second.
And that Molly being
goodness.
missed actually ended up working in Noya's favor because, I mean, if you're starbound, you already have it more than half, then the Molly misses.
You hold.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hold. Blades for Dodo Nut. A Bucky for Thea. You imagine there's going to be an early pit?
This is so
But instead,
heartbreaking.
they hold. Wait, there's a flash. There's a flash of knives off of this. Oh, it's dry? Dodo's been tagged. Dodo Nut has to dash away. Dashes into Alexis's crosshair.
down,
Saunders
B.
going to fall as well. B is now wide open. And they just put the pit down A.
Lock in sight.
Oh, so now the pit is gone too. They still have Lace. The floor falls at 3v3. But still just a Bucky for Thea. No real opportunity to upgrade a weapon either.
And Lace is so low. 17 HP. Sarah has 2 shocks. This is so intense. Any type of mistake here would be, I mean, the game for FlyQuest. Shopify are picking the right site.
30 seconds left.
Now I wonder here too, even if they realize it to be hit, they would have to go all the way down to be long to upgrade a weapon. So it's going to be a Bucky the rest of the way.
At this point, she just has to try to stick the bomb for her teammates. Oh, and it's just...
They crumble. Now it's Thea. A ghost and a Bucky. A dink for one. That weapon in this scenario. What a brutal outlook. What a brutal situation.
It's impossible. There's shock darts. There's 2 different types of mollies. Noya is just swinging. It's not winnable, Doug.
No. Delaying the inevitable
Bucky
here.
gang.
As the Spucky continues to tick away, that's all it'll be.
Win.
The Shopify Rebellion era is far from over. They are your Series 1 champions.
And they got pushed, Doug. They definitely got
They did.
pushed. But all that experience, that championship mentality, and the great timeouts and composure from Effie's, they prevail.
Dude, I think we talk about bend but don't break, and I think that was a lot of this tournament for Shopify. They got pushed. They dropped a couple of maps. A couple of other ones were outrageously close, maybe in ways people wouldn't have expected, but they showed resilience. They showed depth in the face of getting pushed. They didn't take a step back. They continued to be confident. Mel's calling was masterclass again.
Yeah.
To the surprise of literally no one. I mean, yeah, they got pushed by Decimate. They got pushed by FlyQuest. And FlyQuest has a lot to look forward to as the season goes on because there's still a lot of Valorant left to play throughout the year. But the Shopify Rebellion team somehow just gets better. I don't get it.
That's what makes them Shopify. That's what makes them the champions. They take all their losses, even in series that are close, because they don't actually truly ever lose, right? I mean, they lost 1 map in the last this last run that they did. But the fact that they're able to continue improving even on the games that are close is what sets them apart from these other teams. And I gotta give it to FlyQuest right now because they played on these last 2 maps. They played phenomenal Valorant, and
Yeah, they did.
The strategy was there. It just came down to these tiny moments of mistakes that they made that ended up being their detriment.
Yeah, I think mistakes that they made, capitalization from Shopify in those moments.
Yeah.
And we talked about it throughout the series. You can't afford an inch against Shopify because they'll take the whole thing, and ultimately that's kind of what it boiled down to. So Shopify Rebellion sit on top of the Game Changers world again. And it doesn't seem like they're letting go of that throne anytime soon. We're going to go to a break. The desk will catch you guys on the other side.
Rachel, you okay?
No. I live with a broken phone. I can't trade in.
Okay, that's dramatic. Better plans Verizon. Everyone can trade in their old phone and get the new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus with AI on them.
A new phone? Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Wait, I'm on Verizon. Can I still get it?
Yeah.
I gotta trade this in, right?
New and existing customers can trade in any Samsung phone for a new Galaxy S24 Plus watch and tablet, all on us. That's up to $1,800 in value, only on Verizon.
Red Bull gives you wings.
The Shopify Rebellion domination continues as they are crowned as the Verizon NA Game Changers Series 1 champions of 2024. They don't disappoint. They keep leveling up, Wyatt. They keep winning titles, and the reigning North American champions bag yet another win under their belts, this time against FlyQuest Red.
The game hasn't changed. we were going to see if the game changed.
It's a lie.
It didn't change this time. The title is truly a lie. But, I mean, again, we're back to what we were saying between one of those maps. Like, what more can you even say about Shopify at this point, really? I mean, they are the undisputed GOATs. And that is it, plain and simple.
Enough said. Straight up. I do think, especially in maps 2 and 3, FlyQuest brought a lot more fire up against Icebox, and you could see that Shopify were challenged a bit. But I think also within those more difficult rounds and moments, you can see the class of this team and their ability to adjust, keep things simple, slow things down, and continue coming out on top of some pretty chaotic rounds there towards the end.
Absolutely. Kudos to FlyQuest Red. I think Baby Bay said it at the end of that series because they had a phenomenal performance throughout the series. I know the scoreline looks intense when it's a 0-3 loss, but much closer rematch this time around, especially compared to that upper bracket final when it felt a little bit more one-sided in some of the scorelines, Wyatt.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what FlyQuest can do as the year goes on. Sentiment very much the same with several of the other GC teams that we've seen, these newly formed teams. Because at the end of the day, this is FlyQuest's new project. I love the direction that they took in the construction of this roster. They have... It was very sensible in the talent in regard to the firepower that they brought in, and then the structure from the support players that they brought in, that core Goldie G team. Lace and Dodo are clearly two of the best in GC at the moment, period, and it's only up from where they're at now. The team has a ton of potential, which, you know, I think they've only...
Absolutely. We heard it from Sonder in the interview yesterday. They have only had just a bit of time to work together and build that synergy, and we have so many more events coming up throughout this year to look forward to. But kudos to Shopify Rebellion, and once again, credit where credit is due, because Fluorescent was absolutely dominant throughout this entire series, Ender.
Floor, my goat. I don't know. They're just on a whole other level here. Every single game, but especially on Icebox, anytime Floor loads into the server on Icebox, it is an absolute trait. Floor was up 13 kills in that game. 29 kills, 16 deaths, and it started on the pistol round, whenever there was a rifle in hand, knives, the op, it didn't matter. Fluorescent was just an absolute demon round after round.
I mean, it's just... We're back to the endless, what more can you say?
Classic.
But, I mean, Floor is just... Shopify are the undisputed GOATs, and Floor is individually the undisputed GOAT of GC.
Floor good.
I mean, you can't... It's just... It's undeniable. The mechanical skill is a treat to watch every time. What they pull off is just outrageous. And there's... Yeah, I mean, again, we're going to be spinning the wheels for another few months on just how good Shopify are all the time. Every GC is how good Shopify are. And then we'll see if someone can rise to the occasion when it comes to GC2. Because, listen, there's certainly contenders, but they are just clearly still at the top, and at the top of their game.
Absolutely, and I'm getting word that we have Shopify Rebellion, the entire squad ready for the Verizon post-match interview. So let's go ahead and congratulate the champions once again. Congratulations. I mean, I have now spoken to y'all so many times. You're certainly no strangers to being champions, but Mel, I'd love to start with you. I know that Series 3 at the end of last year was the one time things didn't go your way, but you were able to redeem that in winning the entire championship at the end of 2023, rather. So coming into Series 1 this year, especially knowing that there were all these new teams coming together like we saw in FlyQuest Red, what was the mentality of the team like, and what were your expectations going in?
I think our expectations were definitely, we want to win this, and we definitely went into it with a bunch of hard work. Like from the get-go, when our season started again, Effie's was always on some hard-working type beat. Like we were going right back. We're not going to get complacent. Like a lot of teams in our position will find it easy to find themselves get complacent, but we have the discipline to keep working hard, even though like we're in a pretty good spot and we looked good. And even referring back to the last series of NA last year, you can always lose. You can always win from your losses by learning from them. And even this series too, like we'll be watching this back, I'm sure, and looking at the mistakes we made and optimizing it so we can win even more dominantly next time.
I love that you bring up Effie's, because I'd love to ask you, I know that on that second map on Sunset, it actually got very, very close for FlyQuest Red a couple of times. They were at map point. You called a few timeouts. Things always seem to work for your favor after those timeouts. So what did you talk about?
Well, it was just tactical stuff, like I could see us
slamming her head a bit on something that clearly wasn't working. And I think honestly they were playing a bit differently than what we've seen before as well. So like it's not like a shade or anything at Mel. It's just we prepared for something that we didn't see like coming. So like it's on me when that happens to like just make sure we redirect, because like it was like they were not playing exactly like we planned them to. So like yeah, at this point it's just about like, yo, they're not like, forget the game plan, let's just shift towards something else. And we expect them to adapt sometimes and they don't as well. So like it's a bit of a mind game when we take tack pauses for sure, especially against Jovi.
Speaking of sort of expectations on what they'd be coming at you with, what were the learnings from that upper bracket final, and how did FlyQuest Red feel in this rematch in this Grand Finals BO5?
Well, I think they played better in this game for sure. I mean, especially the last two maps. Like the first map was a blowout. I think our Lotus is really good, and theirs is like one of their bad maps. So I think our Lotus was straightforward. Sunset, honestly, I don't think we played bad. I think Sunset, they were just good. Sunset, they played really well, and we brought our best game, and then they matched it. So like props to them, honestly. And Icebox, I think we kind of threw a little bit. Like Icebox is a better map for us than the result shows. They were playing like well, they were playing confident, we're playing as a team, but I think the execution in our Icebox was really bad compared to what it could be. But I think they played better in the BO5 than they did in the BO3. The BO3 we lost bind for. I think we just didn't play the game that day. So like it is what it is. But I think they played much better today than they did during the BO3.
To add, our rematches against FlyQuest are always fun because, like you mentioned earlier, there's more mind games in it, and Jovi and the team he has there, and the assistant coach, do a pretty good job of like knowing like where our gaps are and like anti-stratting. So it's never like the same look as the first matchup. So like kudos to them.
I also think I say this every time I speak to you guys after you win, but the sheer consistency and the mental strength with all the experience that every single one of you have now, reaching the grand final so many times, it's just truly impressive every single time. Even when your backs are against the wall, when it was map point on Sunset, you guys stay strong and are able to carry through. I'm curious from your perspective, specifically having been champion so many times and having seen so many of these different players on different teams and seeing different teams try to become your rivals. What did you think about the talent pool this time around, especially with teams like Decimate Gaming making top 3 for the first time?
I think she's talking to you, Mel. I'm not a multiple-time champion.
I mean, okay.
By less than
like
you.
The third
You're a champion too.
Some international one. I think the talent pool. I think it's interesting to see so many free agent teams because they're like playing in it for like the passion. Like Passion Project, I love Jazzy, but Decimate, I wasn't expecting to get top 4, and they beat Passion Project. So there's clearly like a in-depth talent pool here. It's just a matter of like these teams requiring more time together and like investment and resources. And I think that we could have like a very competitive year, especially because, you know, for us, we have a target on our back. So, and so does FlyQuest Red too. Like I see their matches, they're playing them to like the thin wires. Like everyone is very hungry for like these paychecks essentially, so it keeps us on our toes. So appreciate everyone trying so hard. Also, I swear we're not in a basement. SR is treating us very, very well. It's just like where we're being very, very kept well by Shopify.
No. You guys look absolutely beautiful. It feels like a perfect place to game and frag out. Last question before I let you guys go. Just words for your fans. I think what all of you have done is just truly amazing and unprecedented. The performance time and time again is so inspirational. And the fact that you're able to keep up this motivation is just really inspiring for every single person watching. So I'd love to, if you guys have anything to say to your fans, friends, family, please let us know.
I think I speak for all of us when I say we really do appreciate all the support that we get. It really means the world to us, even throughout like all the wins and stuff like that. Even when we have troll rounds and like tragedies, to have people back us up and always support us is such an awesome thing. And I'm really grateful that you guys trust us with your support. So we're gonna try and keep improving. This isn't like us getting complacent again, and we're definitely hungry for the next event.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, and congratulations again, Mel, Effie's, Sarah, Noya, Alexis, and of course, Fluorescent as well. You guys are truly the freaking goats. Such a pleasure as always, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you. I always love to speak to Mel as well as Shopify Rebellion, that entire squad. When you think about what they've done, Wyatt, it is truly, truly unprecedented. When you think about even the history of esports, their level of domination, maintaining that motivation is just insane. And Wyatt, we're gonna give him a second because it looked like he was pensive in thought.
Was in deep thought for a second, and by that I mean I was frozen.
I thought you were pondering the domination of Shopify.
Why are you laughing? I was pondering. I wanted to give a deep, detailed, philosophical answer. What was the question? I don't know because I lagged out.
The answer is floor is good though.
Yeah,
so
and it is.
I don't know what the question was.
I did want to double check because I was going to throw out allow me to hit you with a cool little fun fact here, Ender. Did you know that out of all of the North American Game Changers finals that Floor's been in, this was her best performance, statistically speaking? This was the best one yet? Crazy. That's what I lagged out to find. I was using all of my internet resources to find that information really quickly.
Google, that's crazy. See, it makes sense that she gets better each game because I'm pretty sure she just instantly jumped in aim labs after the series. That's why she wasn't in the interview. She's just already back at the grind, getting ready for the next tourney.
No, it's crazy. The fact that this team not only continues to win so consistently, but is also leveling up. The fact that Floor is continuing to level up and push that ceiling higher every single time we see her is just
see what you did there.
Outstanding. As I drop my pen, but let's go ahead and pull up the bracket to remind ourselves the journey that Shopify Rebellion went on to become champions. Again, Shopify Rebellion winning isn't a new narrative, Wyatt, but however, credit to FlyQuest Red. Again, amazing performance. Even with the scoreline being 3-0, they did outstanding on Sunset as well as Icebox, as well as DCM, making it to top 3. A lot of great names coming out.
Plenty of teams are crafting their own narrative so we can follow as GC continues this year when we get to stage 2 and 3 and we close in on teams qualifying for champions. I mean, there's so many new teams, new faces for the main event. Maybe if you're a super dedicated GC fan, you might recognize some of these players that are in that 8th to 5th, 6th spots on the rankings. But for the most part, they're all new faces to being in the main event, in the playoff bracket play. And we're, standing tall and having great performances against the teams and players that are the mainstays of the playoffs. So just bodes well for the future as the year progresses, seeing these new players rise to the top. As Shopify players were mentioning in the interview, the passion behind it and what these players are playing for. It's tougher this year to be able to commit fully to it, and the players that are doing it are really showing the how would you say, I don't know, they're showing the skills that are their benefit of having that commitment to the game, to the competition.
The determination, if you will.
Yes.
I think especially big shout outs to Decimate having a big run here, making it to top 3. YFP, although they didn't make it as far, were able to take a game off of them and looked very good. And I know that they were pretty down on themselves early on in the tournament, in the group stage, in the qualifiers, but they went on a fantastic run to make it here. And all the teams that are in main event you just saw there were able to secure some championship points that are going to be a big factor, especially when you go later and later into the year and look at that second spot for champions at the end.
I think that's the most exciting part for me, is knowing this is just the beginning of everything we're going to be seeing from these teams throughout the entire year. As you mentioned, Series 2, Series 3 coming up in just a couple of months. But for now, that will be a wrap. This is it for your Verizon NA Game Changers Series 1 tournament, as Shopify Rebellion are your champions once again. We'll be back in just a few months for Series 2 to begin. But until then, take it easy and have a wonderful night.
Remaining.
through with it again. They know that I got spirit with a pen. Don't know why they try to compete when they know that in victory it's never gonna end. Them on a week, that's why they could never speak. Take it to the peak. Different type of steeds that I breed. We don't come the mic, they won't get one of these. Please, I don't wanna hear no talk from them. I don't wanna see nothing at all from them. They can't do it like me. So all I wanna see really is a round of applause from them. Hands in the air, we call it enemy. Life isn't fair, but we go it again. All being ready for the war, there's no warning for them. Tell them again, I ain't here to make no friends.
Bomb grenade out.
Top of the pound yet again. They can't stop this child not again. Reigning champ, I won't lose it. So you know I'm gonna win that again. Tell them again. Tell them again. Tell them again. Tell them again. I ain't here to make up no friends. I just came through yet again. We lot, we never got one of them. Top of the pile yet again. They can't stop this child not again. Reigning champ, I won't lose it. So you know I'm gonna win that again. Tell them again.